right, here we are. We already have some people in the house. George, look at this.
Oh, that's great. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. We're going to have fun tonight. We have I think an interesting assortment of stuff. What do you think?
I think we have a real good assortment. Now, I have not seen what you're bringing, so this is going to be just great for me. And
Well,
you really have no idea what I'm bringing up tonight, do you?
I don't really, actually. I just saw what was behind you, and the only hint I gave was I took a picture on my live for my live channel to let people know to come and look. But there's been some substitutions, so we'll surprise a few people.
Yes. Okay. Let's get started here with saying our hello to a few people. Tamara, how are you? Twist, how are you? All right. Lou, how are you? We've got a lot of people in the house already. Okay. Let's see. Connie Torres. Hello there. Serena, Joanne McGuire. Look at all this. Oh, wow. Okay. So just to get over a few announcements. George, where the heck are you, George?
I am outside of St. Petersburg, Florida. So that is where I will ship from. Most of the stuff I have isn't too terribly big or heavy, so it shouldn't make a big difference.
Okay. And I am in Michigan. Hi, Eddie. Hi, Brenda. So we are going to invoice you separately. We are going to ship separately. And if you don't know our email addresses, it's so easy. Mine's rosiesauctionhouse@gmail.com. George is George the Antique Nomad. No, the Antique Nomad
At
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yes. So another thing to be aware of tonight, we are on several platforms. We're on 6 platforms. So what happens when we do that, you're going to have to watch right here for the bid. When we are bidding, you have to watch right there and you'll see the bid come across. We work on getting the high bids and we put them there. So if you're in a room, if you're on a Facebook room, you're only going to see the people in that room. So as auctioneers, we are going to post the high bid. Now, most of the time we're going to go ahead and put a start bid on something, and we will kind of talk about it until the bid starts slowing down. When you see the timer come up, you have 30 seconds. And when you have 30 seconds, you better get your bids in there fast. We'll try to ask you if you're in or out, but sometimes it gets really hard to watch the crowd. So when you see the timer, it's like a fair warning. Get your bids in quick. All right. Look at this. We've got a lot of peeps. I think we can get going. Is there any questions before we get started from any newbies? I am so excited to have George's peeps in the house, Rosie's peeps in the house, and welcome. We have invited the Joseph Original site to our sale tonight. If we have any Joseph peeps out there, welcome to you too. Okay. Any questions before we get started? Who wants to go first, George? You or me?
Well, actually, really quickly, I wanted to tell Blue Feather Mercantile, I think your package came back to me. Are you still in Port Orange? Get a hold of me because I see Blue Feather Mercantile in the chat. So I'm not sure what happened there. Other than that, I have no questions, and I think it's up to you. I'll tell you what, I'll go first. I've got something right here. We'll warm up a little bit. How's that? Okay. Well, my first round here is going to be choice. And what I have are 2 1970 vintage flower power pins, and they're both a little different from each other. We've got the Kelly green with the cutouts here. I think this one's really fun. It's just the leaves, and it's got a nice pin back with a nice safety catch, so you're not going to lose that. It's such a great happy color. Or the Harvest Golden Rust, which looks like a daisy to me. I think that's really fun too. These are starting at $7. So $7 is the opening bid for choice. The high bidder will get one or the other or both. If the high bidder doesn't take both pieces, then the backup bidder will have the opportunity at $7 for choice. Size on these, the daisy here is fairly large. I think it's about 2.5 inches down to that stem, almost 3. And then this one's about 2 inches across. So they've got a little bit of substance. I got these of all things in a little tiny store in the middle of nowhere in Montana. And I mean the middle of nowhere, like between Billings and Rapid City, which is literally like there's a big Native Indian reservation and then there's nothing. So they needed to come somewhere where they could be shown and worn and shown off, because I don't think anybody in Brodus, Montana is really dressing up to go out these days. So we're at $10 and this is choice. So you folks let us know if anyone else is interested. Otherwise, we will start winding down when you see the, there we go, Twist of Fate is at 12. And Betty, hi, nice to see you. Hola. Yes, I'm ready to have fun too. I hope you're having fun. She lives in a very nice place near the West Coast. So these are, I think these are just fun. Yes, they're very 60s, 70s, Pamela. I agree. Actually, I would say with the Harvest Gold and the rust colors here, this one's probably right at 1970. And this one, because of the Kelly green, probably about 1975. And you notice they did cut work, so you see the gold coming through on that one. I think that's pretty fun. So $12 is our current high bid. And Blue Feather, yes, actually, I owe you a little bit of something, and I just wrote the check today. So it's on the way to you. Here we go. We're winding down, and we are at $12. So get your last bids in if anyone's interested. Hey, Elsie, good to see you. Elsie is our teacher flipper in New York. The size about 2.5 inches, Carol, on both of these. And I'd say about the same.
The timer's up.
Wide. So yes. Here we go with the timer, folks. We're at $12. And this is going to be choice. They're absolutely flower power. I just thought this would be a fun way to start the evening. They are groovy. They'd be fun on a hat or denim or who knows. But we are going to see these. Looks like these may belong to my friend Twist of Fate. We shall see. Ooh, boy. Hot under these lights tonight.
Hi, Elsie. Hi, Debbie.
I know you folks elsewhere
they are groovy.
We're really very hot and sweaty here where I am. So, all right. So Twist of Fate, I believe it is your choice. You may pick one or the other. So let us know in the chat which one or ones are of interest to you.
One or two. They're both gorgeous. I love them.
I do think they're fun. It's just, it's fun fashion. It's sort of the 70s version of fast fashion. They were made of metal and enameled, and back then that wasn't a very hard thing to do. How any of these survived without getting bent or scratched, I just don't know. And she would like the green. So this one is going to you. Thank you very much. And if our backup bidder is interested in this pin, please let us know.
The question is, who is the backup bidder? My gosh, we've got a lot of chat already.
We had, I think I know who. I think I can find it. Stripey one. You are the backup bidder. So if you are interested in this, and Brenda says yes, well, thank you very much. That was easy. So,
all right. Okay, I decided to bring something out for Easter. Now, this is a little Fenton piece. It's a bunny with a basket. And he is painted, signed by the artist with the original Fenton sticker. And you can see it there. And he is airbrushed and painted. He's just so cute for Easter. So this is going to be you can start us out wherever you want to start me out on this one. And it is a Fenton bunny. Hi, Jill. And here we go. Now he's airbrushed and he's got some frit on his base. So that's really cool. And you'll see he's, I don't know who the artist is. I don't want to take those tags off because I want that to be up to you. But here we go. We have $20 with Jen. Hello, Miss Wildlife. 120 peeps in the house. Thank you. Let me go ahead and measure this for you. It is 3.5 inches tall. We have $20 to bid. Is he an egg holder? Well, you know what? I guess he could be.
Oh, yeah. Eggs, toothpicks. Why not?
Yes. Okay. $20 is bid. Blue Flamingo. Let me know if you're in or out. And he is just adorable, airbrushed and painted both. Now the bottom is kind of got some texture. That is real glass frit that is melted in the kiln, and it gives it a little bit of texture there. Little glass pieces that fuse with the piece. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and count it down here. So get your bids in. We have 22 with blue flamingo. Hi, Janice Hatfield, you first timer, you. We are so glad that you're here. And there's my gal, LaDonna, $22 with blue flamingo. Now we are on the timer tonight, at least for a while. George, if there's something you don't want on the timer, just tell me no timer.
No, I think I'm good. We're doing great.
Okay.
And $22.
All right, blue flamingo is at 22.
Yeah, and that's what that costs new, so that's a deal.
It's very nice. Okay, 5 seconds left. Hi, Sandra Rydell. It's been a while. Nice to see you. Okay. All right, we'll see where we come in. All right, we always have to wait just a second because sometimes there's bids that come in. It looks like Jennifer Scrogan. Okay, I have 3 of these. They're different artists, but I can give Jennifer, Debbie, and Linda. You can all get one for 25 if you wish, but Jennifer won at 25. So let me know, gals.
Oh, that's great.
Yep, I know I have one here and I have another one over at Drummy's. So
what's Drummy's?
Drummy's is my shop where if you come out this summer, you'll see it. That's where we're going to have the auction. It's an old salvage yard shop. It's very cool.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It's really cool. The last time that the salvage yard was open was in the 60s and 70s. So there's a lot. It's like an old shop car repair type theme. It's really cool. Okay, Jennifer Scrogan is going to take one, and Debbie Looney is going to take one, and Linda with the long name. I think you were the other one. So let me know, Linda. And I bet you they all take one. So I'm just going to write them down. Okay.
And Sharon, I see you.
Let me know if it's any different. Oops, there we go.
Everyone's thinking Frog Lake, so I better see these. This is the new studio in Florida. This is its maiden voyage was the Pottery sale with you. These are actually plaques of dancers from somewhere in the islands here. So they're pretty neat looking. My cousin got them in Denver. I think they're from the 50s. And oh, it even hung straight. Wow, that was pretty good for over the shoulders. So so those are the frog legs you're seeing behind me. I don't have any frog legs for sale. I was terribly offended. I thought, am I standing up? But then I realized that you were looking at something else. So my next piece here, I am really fond of this piece actually because I love the color of blue. And it's got an interesting history because it was made by 2 different companies. I believe both Northwood and Dugan made this piece, and there are variations between them. This is called Daisy and Plume, and you can see the daisies and the plumes in the pattern. And this one's got really great, it's a compote, it's got great legs, and the legs have little holes in them. And that is one of the variants because someone else had one of these at the antique show this week, and it did not have the holes in the legs. So I think that Northwood probably is responsible for this one, and that Dugan did the one without, but someone out there might be able to verify. It's 9.5 inches by 4.5, so it's got some good presence. It's from about 1910. And so, yes, and I can show you, I guess I'll just use the yardstick just to confirm. Ooh, this is a little harder going backwards. There we go. So, yeah, okay, more like 8.5 inches around. Anyhow, it's a pretty piece, and let's start this at the cheap price of $15. This is blue opalescent. This is a true antique. It's about 110 years old. And I just think that the color is so amazing, particularly this one. It has a real depth to it. It has this sort of electric blue. You can kind of see it better in some ways on the bottom. And I see we've got Denise and Pamela like this, like I do. I just think it's a really pretty piece. The crimping is actually very uniform. I like to talk about how Fenton was known for very uniform crimping, but if you look, this one, they were pretty careful about this. It's all kind of structured. And yes, Betty, I agree. It is. It's like the ocean, I'd say, or a nice lake. Or if you're way up north right now, some really chilly blue ice. So just a really neat color.
Yes, it's got what we call a 3-in-1 crimp. 3 little bumps and 1. 3 little bumps and 1. A 3-in-1 crimp.
Yep. Yes, I thought that was neat about it too. How much is shipping? Well, Olive, I'm shipping from Florida, but this isn't that heavy. I would be surprised if it was more than $10 or $12 based on the shipping I did last time with the pottery. I didn't have anything that was more than that. And this isn't a heavy, heavy piece of glass, actually, even though it's pattern glass. It's not as weighty as some of the earlier patterns. Hey, Mother Tuckers is here. Hello there. Bobby Jansky, I appreciate your bid, but we are at 30 with Denise Carter right now. So 30 is our high bid. And if anyone else is interested, now's your chance, because we're going to get that timer going here in just a minute. So we're down to just the last couple of minutes here. But I really think the pattern is nice. These are the daisies here, and the plumes are the big ribs in the middle. I like things that look good whether you're using them or not. If you put something in this, it'll look pretty, but if you leave it sitting out, it's got a lot of pattern and design. So I just think it's really cool. We've gotten about 10 inches in 5 hours. Well, I have an Afghan that I'll sell later for you poor folks, because I went to an estate sale in Florida and they did not need it. Believe me, it was 85 degrees. So that's why I'm down here doing outdoor shows while I have the chance. And we are there. Okay, let's see who our high bidder is.
All right. It is sold. I'm going to have to go out and come in, George. You sound underwater. I'll be right back. How's that?
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay, well, it is sold.
It looks sold, and it looks to me like Pamela Commons, you have this lovely bowl for $35. So thank you very much. I know you like pretty glass, and I know you like early glass. So I'm glad I was able to bring that out tonight. And we're going to wait just a minute for Heidi to get back in and show us what else she's got over at the auction house. We will have, I think probably about another couple dozen items to run. We're just getting started if you're just joining us. So, and also, what else can I tell you? Well, I brought everything from Pottery Whimsies to Fenton Glass to Roseville Pottery to, well, there's some other surprises. So we'll just see when we get there. And I think she's back.
All right. Okay. I have choice here. And we've got these cute little Josephs. And I have some numbered ones. I'm going to show them to you. You are going to get choice, and there's quite a few to choose from. So I'll put them up on my round as I show you. They are Joseph Originals. Most of them have the tags, and you are going to get choice, okay? They're all in great condition. We have this one right here. This is number 1, and they have the tag, so that's number 1. I think I'm missing 3, but let's take a look. Number 2. And there's the tag right there. We'll sell at least 1 when we do choice. I think oh, that one's got a little kitty cat or something. This one's got a little teapot. She is number 4. All right. Here's 5. Let's just do those. Let's just do those. Okay. So we're going to start them out, and here they are. And you can go ahead and let's start them at $10 for choice. We'll sell at least 1. Whoops, not for $10, but you guys know. $10 for choice on those. And you see them on the round there. And I'm going to go ahead and show these to you. I think I can get closer. They are insanely adorable. There is number 1. There is number 1. Here is number 2. She cute. They are all Joseph originals. That one has the original price tag. Then we have number 5. And then the last one is number 4. And here we go. Donna is in at 10. They are so cute. All right, $10 is bid with Donna. I got 2 more and I'm going to put them up too. So I do have 6. And she's got a little candle and a birthday cake. And I do have 8. So you got quite a variety. We'll sell at least one. $10 is bid. So cute.
So
they all have little angel wings. I just noticed that.
Do they have black eyes? It looks like their eyes are all black.
Yes.
Oh, good. So those are the older ones because they changed to brown later on. So you've got early ones.
Oh, you're kidding. All right, number 2, you're going to get your choice. I'll show you one more time and then we'll put the timer down. I'll sell at least one. Here is 4. So cute. That one has a little teapot. And here is 5. They have the original tags attached. Oh, and they have little sayings like number 5 says, school this year, I'm 5 years old. I try to mind what I am told. Learn to read and learn to write because daddy says I'm very bright. Look at that. That's number 5. And we have 6 and 8. And they all have the Joseph original stickers and they all have the tags. So we're going to go ahead and do the countdown. We'll sell at least one. And here we go. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Who has granddaughters? You need this. Yes, you do. They are so cute. I think we are missing 3. Yep, number 3. We're missing 3 years old, but we've got the rest of them. So here we go. We're gonna go up to 30 and sell at least one. The littlest ones are, let's see. They go from 3.5 inches up to 5 inches. They do have wings. Okay, $12 is bid. Hi, Penny. Hi, Dawn. $10 is bid. 10 seconds left. When you see the clock, know that we're going to be counting it down. We've got 175 peeps in the house. Okay. All right. And let's see where we're at. It is sold, and I got to make sure it looks like Donna Campbell. And we'll make sure. Hi, Dolores. It's so good to see you tonight. Yes, Donna Campbell is our winner. Our backup bidder is Dolores. So, Donna, which ones would you like? You are the winner. I'll go ahead and sell them. Hi, Mary. What part of Michigan are you from? Donna, let me know which years you want. 5 and 6. Okay. So you're going to take times 2, 15 times 2, and you get 5 and 6 of the Josephs. Dolores, my gal, Queen Mother Dolores, which ones would you like? Let me see, 5 and 6. Hi, Dogfish. Dolores, you can take whichever ones you want. 5 and 6 are gone. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Not too far. You're going to have to come to our event this summer. You will love it. Okay. Dolores, did you want any before we go ahead and offer them up? We have 1 and 2 and 4 and 8. So Dolores, do you see any that you want? And we'll see what Dolores says, and then we'll offer them up if anybody else wants them. Linda is from Minnesota. We are seeing your messages from Facebook. Thank you for registering, Linda. That is awesome. Okay. Yes, Dolores wants 8. Okay, 8 is gone. So it's up for grabs if anybody else wants them. We have 1 left, 4, and 2. So you can just, if you want one, just holler out which one you want. Dolores takes number 8. Okay. All right. I would take 4 if no one else wants it. You can indeed have number 4. And that is Linda Zamora.
Oh, and Don wants number 1.
Okay. Let me write this down real quick.
That looks like a sellout. That's great. Those are really fun and cute. And I've always thought the ones with the numbers would be fun to have a whole collection.
So did number 2 go? Because I didn't see number 2.
Well, okay. I don't see number 2. You're right. Number 2 is still available.
Number 2 is still available, and Dawn is going to take number 1. Okay. We have number 2 left. And I am going to put up there my email in case somebody needs it. And the only one we have left is 2. We'll go on to George. If you want number 2, just claim number 2. Okay.
All right. Well, let's see here. I think since we're on the in the world of whimsies and ceramics, let's stick with that theme for this round, because I have a couple of things that I think are really fun, even though they were made 40 years apart. And both of these are things I just got this weekend when I was at the big antique show in Mount Dora. So they are as fresh as can be to my inventory. And it's going to be a choice. And these are going to start choice at $12. So if you want to start bidding, you may do so now. $12 is the opening bid, but let me tell you a little about them while you take a look at them. These are, well, actually, let's start with the older one first, just for fun. So he looks sort of like Horton Here's a Who, but this is actually a German little elephant from the 1930s. He's in pretty good shape overall. A little bit of chipping right on the base. It doesn't even get up into the glaze, but just for full disclosure, I always like to show how things are. But I think he's got the greatest face. And I just love that face. And the blue with the lines, he's got a Germany mark. A company named Ramses made decanters like this in Germany in the 1930s, and that's when this guy is from. So that's one choice. The other choice are these. Now, these are from 40 years later, but these are Miller Studio, and Miller Studio is great because they're always dated on the edge. In this case, it's in the original box, and it is in the original box that has a date somewhere on here of 1984. So these are Miller Studio Spaniels, and they have never actually left this box. So they are new in the original box, which I think is pretty cool.
They are cute.
And they are cute as can be. I mean, they definitely, that one looks a little bit mad. This one looks a little bit more serene. I think they both have a little bit of personality, as does this guy. So it's going to be choice. They're two sort of different things, but they're both fun in their own way. So we're just going to see who likes what and let it roll. I do think that this guy with this trunk, he's just got so many deco aspects to him. He's got the sort of chevron-shaped zigzag there, and he's just got a lot of whimsy. And then these guys are actually fairly realistic, which I think is neat too. So,
and such a happy face.
Such a happy face, yes. Yes.
Just let me know when you're ready to count down, George.
Oh, we can count down now, I think. I just like anything that smiles back at me. It's nice to have that around in the house. So
I'm smiling back at you. 35.
Yes. We're all having fun. And yes, lots of cuteness. Sizes. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting sizes. About 7 inches tall by 7 inches long on the elephant. The plaques are about 6 inches by 6 inches each. And of course, the plaques will be sold as one item together, and this is the other item for choice. So,
okay.
Yes. I'm bad about remembering sizes. I think, well, I'm holding it next to my head, but you don't know how large my head is, so that doesn't really tell you anything, does it?
Okay, 5 seconds left. Get your bids in there quickly. We're not waiting tonight. All right.
Okay. And whoever our high bidder is gets choice on these, and that is...
let's go back. It looks like it is LaDonna. LaDonna, you get choice.
Hey, that's great. Well, LaDonna, let me know which one of these is yours, and then we'll see if somebody else wants the backup offer on the one that's left, or maybe you like them both. She's smiling. That's a good thing. See, everyone's smiling.
So much cuteness. All right, let us know. LaDonna, yes. 1 or 2?
Elephant, please. Roll Tide. Plus, I lived in Germany for years. Perfect. Very good. Well, the elephant goes to you. So we have the spaniels available for the backup bidder, and I'm sorry to say I don't know who that is.
Okay. Denise Carter is the backup bidder. Denise, would you like this? Would you like the spaniels for the same price, Denise Carter? I bet she does. I know the girl. I bet she does. Let's see. Hi, Carol. Just waiting for Denise Carter, who can pick it up for the same price. If she would like that, Denise, let us know. And roll tide, roll tide. Okay. We're just waiting on Denise before we offer it up to anybody who would like it. What was that price? The price was $35. So cute. I love them. Welcome, everybody. 204 peeps in the house. Wow. We are so excited to have you with us.
Yes, thank you. We're going to have fun. We've got a lot more to go.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say up for grabs. If Denise is in, she can grab it. Because there is a lag. Make sure you're in live chat. Up for grabs. If Denise Carter is in there and says she wants it, she's going to get it. But I probably missed something that she said she was going to pass on it. So that is $35 if you want the puppies. If you want them puppies, just let us know. Okay. Now I got to be careful. I got something here I want to show y'all, but I got to grab it. Okay. Remember, if you want those dogs, they're up for grabs. The price is $35. There is a lag indeed. Yes, that's what Miss Wildlife is telling us. Okay, I caught George talking about something like this, and I don't even know when it was, but we have a Coronet Crystal Melody Pattern 77-piece cocktail set in the box. There's the graphics on the box, and here everything must be in there. It looks like it's never been out. Paula Otto is going to take the puppies, George. You got the puppies sold. Paula Pemberton.
Oh, thank you. Wonderful.
So this is going to be my number 3, and I don't have a clue where to start it, so I'm going to let you start it. And this is a cocktail set. So I'll show you a little bit of it. Here are the glasses. They all seem to be a little bit different.
Oh, these are fun.
Yes. They're all a little bit different. And they're all a little bit different colors. This is the Old Gray Mare. Oh, they must have songs. They all have songs to them. The Old Gray Mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. Daisy Bell, I don't remember that one. But they all have songs. And then the shaker has all kinds of music stuff on it. Sidecar, Daiquiri, Manhattan. They're all kinds of songs or something. I don't know. But it's all here. And there it is. All right, Tamara is in at 10.
That's a great set, and it's fun to see it with that everything there and being complete. That's really cool.
Yes, you'll take the screwdriver, please. Old Kentucky. It's got one that says Old Kentucky Home. How Dry I Am. I remember How Dry I Am. That song is an oldie, isn't it? Okay, you're going to get it all. Tamara is in at 10. Look at the graphics in the box. Such a cute display. If you've got a bar or something that you just want to have something cool. Enlighten the party with songs you love to sing. Look at that. Man, George, I should have saw this. I should have studied this a little bit better, and we could have sung these songs together.
I only know one of those songs so far.
We could have done harmony or something. All right, here we go. We have 20 with Denise Carter, 21 with Tamara. I'm going to stick it right here. A Coronet Crystal creation. 21 is bid with Tamara. You're going to get the whole kit and caboodle. You can practice the songs and do your own singing. Shake that shaker. Okay, $21 with Tamara. Denise Carter, Star Lacey. Let us know. Those are drinks on the shaker. You're right, Barbara. Yep, it's really cool. All right, 21 is bid. I'm going to go ahead and do the countdown here.
Oh, that's a great price. You're really getting a bargain on that one.
I have no idea. So just get in there. It's fair warning when you see that timer, and there's 30 seconds. I know there's a lot of people on. Let's go. Your husband sounds like George Strait when he sings.
That's pretty good.
21. But does he look like George Strait? $21 is bid. Don't wait to bid. We're not going to wait tonight. Well, grab it then. All right, 21 is bid. We got about 10 more seconds. Look at that. All right, 22 with baked pearl. As I hit myself in the head, let me put this over. All right. We'll see where we ended up at. We'll make sure. Is John talking in the background? No, John is not talking in the background. All right. It looks like Tamara Adams. All right. Thanks, Tamara.
Well, that is really cool to find that in the box and in such great condition. And that was a great buy. So you folks should stick around because I will tell you, if I'd been able to bid, I would have bid on that at that price. I thought that was really cool. This little piece I think is really cool too. And a lot of you will recognize this as Tonala or Tonala, depending on how you anglicize it. This is a very sweet little vase from that part of Mexico. And this piece has the JS signature on it. It's not Ken Edwards. Ken Edwards just passed on, but this is another pretty well-known designer down there. This is starting at just $12. So $12 is your first bid on this. And this one is a whopping 6 inches tall. So it's about 6 inches by 3 inch, a nice medium size. I always like the painting. There's lots of detail. And of course, when the Americans went down and started helping these folks, then we were able to actually see some real advances in terms of making sure that this was all lead free. So if you get the dinnerware, it's fine to use. And if you are worried about your plants, they're not going to drink a bunch of lead either. So there we go. So $12 starting price. If we have any Tonala fans out there, go ahead and give us a bid. I did not get this when I went to Mexico, actually. I have to be honest with you. I did not see any of this for sale when I was in Mexico. I believe that there are collectors there as well. So this didn't really come up that frequently when I was there. I actually found things from the United States that had gone to Mexico that came back with me. So I do have a nice little sand painting I got when I was in Mexico, but I haven't been willing to give that one up yet. So, okay, well, we're going to give it another second here. If we have anyone interested, $12 opening bid, or else we'll pass and go on to another item because we've got plenty of other stuff. But now I see some folks getting in there. Sharon at $12. Thank you very much. And Lynn, you're at 12, but Sharon got her bid in first. So first bidder is the high bidder at this point. And
I love the bright colors.
I really like the blue. The blue is so vibrant the way it pops out. Well, the greens are fun too. And I mean, it's all, there's some raised aspect of this because this is stoneware and it's absolutely unglazed. And then this is all raised enameling. And so I think that that's actually nice. It just gives it a little bit of texture. It gives it some smoothness to contrast with this rough texture. And a lot of people are decorating with combinations of rough and smooth. So I think that may be part of why Tonala is popular again. We've got Jennifer Scoggin at 15. And I think if you want to go ahead and put up the timer, we can let this one run down and see where we go.
Okay, and here we go.
I do think it's a nice piece, and I like the graduation of the leaves and all the little detail in it.
I love the glossiness of that color. It's just, it almost looks like it's wet. It's so pretty, you know, that
it does actually look like
I love the color.
Yeah, you're right. But I promise it is, because otherwise it'd be all over me. No, it's fired on there in a kiln, so I don't think it could be, but it does have that look, and I like that about it. And we've got about 15 seconds left, folks, and Sharon Carter is at $20 on this and is the current high bidder. I actually got this in Tampa from an estate here, so that is where it came from. They had several pieces, and this is the last one I have, and I decided to put it aside for this sale rather than taking it to the shows, because it sells pretty fast at the shows these days. But I wanted to keep one piece out for you folks. And
it's really popular, isn't it now?
It is popular now, and it should be. I remember it from being a kid. And we are sold, and it looks to me like Jennifer Scoggin at $22. I believe you are the high bidder, so thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and make a note of that. And I know I've got your information for you folks who I haven't heard from really recently. Please do check for my email address if you're the high bidder.
Yep, theantiquenomad@gmail.com. Okay.
And I will be right back while you do yours.
Okay. I wanted to remind everybody that we still have number 2 left if you want her, and she is $15. She is a Joseph original. We only have the 2 left. If you want her, just claim number 2 for the Josephs. Okay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the Lucite candle. Woo. Okay, so this is so cool. This is a Lucite candle, and it has the Lucite base, which that's really hard to find these 2 pieces together. So it's got this beautiful copper flecking in there, and you see it on the base also. And I'm gonna mute George there for a second till he comes back. Okay. And this is just lovely. Yes, I have been holding this for this sale. There's George. I'll bring him back on. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead, and I guess I'm gonna start it at 15. Okay, so very cool to find the holder. I have not paid too much attention to these candles because I just didn't know they were that popular, but I guess they are. And then to find that holder is so cool. Look at all the people. Wow.
The holder is really unusual, actually. I haven't seen a Lucite holder in round like that.
Yes, it matches the copper in the candle. And there you go. All right, we have $25. We have a lot of bidding going on. 27. You found 2 of them, but without the holder. Yep. So I'm going to wait until the bidding slows down a little bit. I'm going to ask you if you're in or out on this one. This is a special piece. When we have something that is really unusual, I don't want to cut anybody off. And this piece is to find this with it. And you can imagine, you know, auctioneers, estate sale people, they're not going to necessarily keep these 2 pieces together. So it's very cool. We have 34 with Valerie, 35 with Cheryl Kemp. Here's a close-up. It is 2 pieces. I am shipping from Michigan. I do a flat shipping fee. And George is shipping from Florida, and we'll both ship the least expensive way that we can. Do not worry about shipping. It won't be that bad. Vintage Gates is in at 50. I want to remind you while we're bidding to subscribe to our pages. George the Antique Nomad if you are coming from the Rosie groups. And if you are on George's groups and you want to subscribe to me, I would so appreciate it. Okay, it is, Sharon's out. I'm going to go ahead. We'll put the timer on now. Okay, $50 is bid, so get your bids in there. Fair warning. George or Heidi, do you know what companies make these candles? I have no clue of the history of them. Maybe George can help us out.
I think Ronson may have made a few, but I think a number of companies did actually. I've seen different marks on them over the years and a lot with none. And I think pouring lucite and fiberglass was pretty popular in that era. So a lot of small companies did it.
It's very modernistic looking. 55 with dogfish. Okay, we will do the timer. We got about 10 seconds left. Very cool. I've been holding this just for the sale. Yes, I have. All right. All in, all done. Let's see. It looks like the winner is Dogfish for 55. You think my candle has a label? It just says solid copper on the bottom. Okay, Dogfish, you got it. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and put my email up there. And you got it for 55, Dogfish. Thank you so much.
Yeah, a lot of small companies on the West Coast and in Florida poured lucite and acrylic and made things like abalone and shell encrusted trivets and napkin holders and all that stuff. And I have a hunch that some of those same companies were the ones doing the candles, because it just seems like there's so many variations. But that was a new one on me. That was great. Well, this next piece is something that I don't think a lot of you have seen before. I've only seen it a couple of times myself, but I do think it's rather attractive. It's really rather old and it's not very expensive. So I thought it'd be a great thing to bring. It is a compote and it is English, but it has this beautiful color on it. This is Corona ware, and it's one of the Staffordshire potters. They're not as well known as some of the other ones. I think they may have gone out of business in the Depression, and that's about the time that this plate would have been made. And it is a compote, so it has a base here. And if you look at the back stamp, it says that it is, let me get this here.
It is. It is fabulous, Susan. You're absolutely right.
It's cherry ripe. That is the name of the pattern. And there's the back stamp. And this is from the 1920s. I think it's just beautiful. I think the color's really great. It's all hand painted. It's got that same brightness as Bizarreware by Clarice Clift. And it looks so good. Even when I have the tree upside down, it looks good. So let's try it right side up. That's even better. We're going to start this one off at $15. So $15 is the opening bid. And let me measure it for you while you contemplate. It is 9 inches around, and it is just about 2.5 inches tall. So it's a low compote. It's big enough around for a small plate or a torte or something like that. I imagine that these would have been used at English tea service. A lot of people like these now because they can stack them and make various escalating displays. That's something that I first saw done in Martha Stewart. And sure enough, as soon as she put it in her magazine, all sorts of people started buying cake stands and stacking them on each other for display levels. And I have to admit, I copied it, and I do that at my shows a lot because I think it's a great idea. So it is a cherry tree, not an apple tree. It's very exaggerated in size, of course, but that's why it's called cherry ripe. That's the pattern. And it's just got that beautiful cobalt blue back there. I just really think that.
Peter says it reminds him of Moorcroft pottery. It does.
Oh, neat. You know, in the colors, it really does. It doesn't have the deep texturing, but it definitely has that bright and happiness, just like Bizarreware by Clarice Clift. But this is more of a naturalistic design as opposed to the deco like the Bizarreware. And you get even a little of that color on the bottom. So if you did serve on it, you still get some of that color pop if you have it this way. So I just thought it was a neat piece. And Joanne, yes, Joanne has seen this in person because I think I got it about the last time I was hanging out with Joanne. So if you, and Cheryl Kemp, hi there, Cheryl, you're at 35. And Cheryl, I think because we had trouble catching up with each other, I think I still have your other piece here. So if you end up getting this, we could ship them together and try to save you a little money. The colors really are rich, I think. And so we're at 35. If you want to go ahead and start winding this down, we will see what folks think of it. But I do think it's very attractive. It's in great shape. There's no chips or cracks. I did the thing. For those of you who haven't seen my show before where I talk about this, use the palm of your hand to check for chips, because you will find little flea bites and nicks that your calloused fingertips will miss. So always use the palm of your hand. Yep, good clue. Glass too, you'll find lots of little flea bites on glass that you might not see with the naked eye or feel because your hands get calloused and your fingers don't feel everything. Yes. $40 with Sharon Carter. We've got about 10 seconds left, folks.
All right. That is beautiful. Those vibrant colors, I love them.
I do like it too. And it looks really, it's so nice to see it here. I had it outdoors at my last show. And of course, I used it as a display so no one could see the wonderful pattern, but the brightness of the orange just jumps right out. And oh, it looks like at the last minute. Am I seeing that right? It looks to me like it's Cheryl Kemp. So
yep, I usually wait a second just to make sure that we don't have the lag coming in, but it looks like Cheryl Kemp at 42.
Okay. Sorry about that. I should hold my horses. But Cheryl, we'll work out some sort of a deal with your other piece then. So ignore the invoice I sent you for the first piece, and we'll work this out and you'll get a better deal on shipping.
Okay. Look at the shelf behind me, guys. Look at the shelf behind me. Oops. Look at that. Is that something? I just discovered that when I unpacked it. I'm going to put that up. That is so cool. So it's like, I don't know. I think this is Victorian glass. It has a ponto mark on the bottom, and it's like, what you call it? Rubina?
Yes, Rubina Verde, because it's got that yellow-green Vaseline at the bottom, so it glows, and that's a color a lot of people haven't seen, but that's early Vaseline.
It is. The stopper is in great condition. I don't know if you would call this what would you call this? It's bigger than a cruet.
I guess it's a cruet because it has a handle. It's not really shaped with a spout like a ewer, and it's not a barber bottle because it's got a handle. It's just a big cruet. Maybe you wanted a lot of oil and vinegar.
It is a glow getter. It's got kind of a thumbprint pattern or a dot optic pattern. It's older than, like Fenton glass that I'm familiar with. It's got the ponto on it. I think it might be Victorian glass. I don't know. It's gorgeous.
Can you show the ponto again?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be about 1890, I would say.
All right. So this is going to be number 5. And I'll call it a cruet. And let's go ahead and start it at 20.
Maybe a decanter in that era. Yeah.
It's big. But I mean, I don't know. George, is it true the more vibrant or bright the glow, the older the piece?
Well, it has to do with the chemicals they use then. So I don't know that that's necessarily true. You and I have seen some Fenton that was nuclear glow. So, but I do think that certain colors they use back then, they use some chemicals in Victorian glass that they quit using in the 20th century. So it does have a different quality.
Yes, it's very pretty. $30. No one else bid. Kelly, hi. All right, 30 with Jen Scroggin. It is really neat. I was surprised when I unpacked it today. This was an unadvertised piece. I was just unpacking stuff and saw it, threw a light on it, and I says, oh my gosh, that is a glow getter if I've ever seen anything. So
someone wants you to hold the light underneath it going up.
Okay, I'll be tricky here. Let's see if I can do it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right. 35 with Denise Carter. Miss Wildlife, you're so darn smart. Denise is at 35. There it is. There is a pattern to the glass. It's kind of like a thumbprint design. It's not a dot optic where it's circles. It's actually ovals. Dogfish is at 37.
It's a great piece. The first time I ever saw one of those, it was priced over 100 and it sold. And that was a while ago. But you know, with Vaseline glass and uranium glass so popular now, I kind of wonder.
Yes, $37.40 with Kelly. It's very cool. Now, 1880, that's like 140 years old. Goodness gracious, get your bids in. Kelly Kester's at 40. We have a lot of people at 40. I'll start winding down when I see the bids getting farther apart. Denise Carter is at 43. Dogfish is at 45. So George and I are planning to have a get together this summer. We're going to give you the date this week, aren't we, George?
I'm going to try real hard to get it figured out. Yes.
we have a lot of excited people at Rosie's waiting, aren't we? We've been talking about this for a while. It's going to be an awesome event this summer. If you are anywhere near Michigan, it's going to be wonderful. There's an Amber Amy. What did I tell you, George? An Amber Amy.
Hey there.
All right. All right. $50. Amy lives near us in Marshall, and we actually live in the same town. So it's going to be a fun event. Okay. Sharon Carter is at 50. Dawn, let us know. I'm not going to watch for your bids. We'll put the timer in as we get bids farther and farther apart. 50 with Sharon Carter. So I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. Get your bids in. When you see the timer, it means fair warning. And 52. And I'll show this to you again. There it is. 52 with Dogfish. It is beautiful. You're gonna have to look long and hard to find another one, especially this size. So get your bids in. 55 with Sharon Carter. And it is going up, up, up. Why did YouTube autoplay the stream? I don't know what that means. Jennifer Scroggin is in at 57. And we'll see. Let me put this down here. And we'll see where we end up. All right. It looks like Sharon Carter at 62. Let me make sure. And indeed, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, bidders.
And Sam Bree, I saw you out there, and I'm not sure why YouTube put you here either, but there must be a reason. So welcome and have fun. We don't do this all that often together, but when we get to, we like to have these live sales. It's all antiques and vintage. And if any of you other folks have just sort of popped in here unexpectedly, well, watch for a little bit. It's fun. We'll talk about the stuff and why it's cool. And in fact, actually, I think with that in mind, I will put up, oh, here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. This is going to be a choice, and it's going to be a choice of paperweights. And I have a little itty bitty one, and I have a much bigger one. And these are going to start at $24 each. So that's going to be our opening bid. But let me show you. Now, it's going to look a little strange because you're going to see a circle in the middle of both of them, because when you have a domed item in front of a ring light, the reflection is a big round circle. So that round thing in the middle does not exist. See, it's not there. This is the bottom of the Caithness one. And I see we've got a bid of 25. Thank you. And if you notice, it says Caithness Reflection 94. So that is when this was made. It's just under 30 years old. It's a really neat reflection. Is this particular pattern where they have a scramble and a lot of controlled bubbles. When they make paperweights, they do a dome and then they do a glass dome over it. And I did not know until recently that the controlled bubbles, and thank you to a viewer who told me, they actually go in and prick little divots in the inside of the glass in a very controlled manner. So when they fuse them, it looks like bubbles. So that's
how interesting.
Controlled bubbles, because they don't hand blow these. They're actually fused together. 27 is our current bid. So this is the Caithness one. It's a nice purple color. And again, you have to pretend that circle is not there. I wish I could do something about that. I don't really know if this will take that. Yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, so you'll just have to imagine. Now, this itty bitty little one is Millefiori, and this one is Italian. It also does not have a white circle in the middle of it, but this is Murano. I had one of these in blue that I got at the same time. It had the Murano label. This one, the Murano label was washed off, but it's such a great pink color, and it's only about an inch and maybe an inch and a half,
Oh,
whereas
cool.
the Caithness one is 3 inches. And you really don't see miniatures very often because it is just as difficult for them to make this as it is to make the same piece larger, and they get more money for the same piece larger. So they are reluctant to make miniatures. And so they are actually a lot less common. So we have 32 with Miss Wildlife. That is Millefiori, as you see here. Notice it looks like little sea anemones or something. These are rods of glass. If you look at the blue ones, the white is a rod of glass, and then they melted blue rods around it, and then more white ones. And each of these is a rod of glass that they take a little piece of and snip off. And that's how you get Millefiori. So I just think it's really neat. It's a very studied little piece, whereas the Caithness one is fun and very galactic looking and sort of outer space looking and a little more freeform and a lot bigger. So it's choice. And we are, is that a bird center cane? I don't think I see a bird in it. Well, your eyes may be better than I, but I think that's just another, I think it's a pink and yellow. I think it's the reverse of those outer Millefiori rods there. Have not seen a green Viking fairy lamp. I don't have one, so that must be Heidi, and I think she's holding on to it because a lot of people have asked.
Okay.
Oh, cool, Sam. That's great. See, you love blown glass. I do too. I just think that I think glass is really beautiful, and we have some of that in here. Everybody seems to really be getting into blown glass again, and so the vintage stuff's doing pretty well. We're at 37 with Jamie Haynes March. That's great. And if you want to, you can go ahead and put the timer up and get everybody ready, because this is going to be the last round of bidding, folks. So 37 is the high bid. It is choice of one or the other, or if the high bidder really likes paperweights, they can take both. Southern Vermont Grown is at 38. And there you go with the purple swirl on the Caithness and the pink and yellow. So they're definitely different, but they both definitely are examples of the craft. And I just think they're really neat. We're at $40 now for choice. And we're just about to close out here. So, and you
get your bids in.
40. And we're just waiting to, these are a little bit heavy. I'm going to look forward to putting them down.
George, you're going to have to work out a little more.
Well, this is my upper body workout, actually. All right. Well, thank you very much. Now we just need to know which one. If you want one or both, please let us know. Again, the choices are the Caithness Reflection here, the larger one, or the Murano Millefiori. So let us know in the comments there if you are interested in which one you're interested in. Take both. Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much. I think you got some really cool paperweights. I just love them.
Do you know Southern, George?
I don't actually. It's nice to make your acquaintance, and I don't know.
Hey, Miss Wildlife, can you put George's email on there, and I'll go ahead and post it, theantiquenomad at gmail.com. I'll post it for Southern. And Southern, just take a screenshot of the post when we put it up there so that George can get a hold of you, because that can be frustrating.
Yeah, you send me an email and then I'll get you an invoice right away.
Or somebody post it. I guess I can do it. Heck yeah. Hope we meet sometime in Vermont. Ooh. Let me go ahead and post it. The Antique Nomad. I should have put it down there at Gmail. Whoops.
Well, and Nightbot will slip it into, so if you don't see it right away, it'll come up eventually here. That's great. Thank you.
Right there. So take a screenshot now so we don't have to do it again. But you can remember it, theantiquenomad.com. Mine is Rosie's Auction House. You don't need the apostrophe. So, all right. We do have the Viking fairy lamp coming up. And I'll do it shortly, but I want to sell this royal ducks piece.
Ooh.
It's really great. I've got a couple pieces that I am not going to do the timer on. One is, well, this is one. And this is royal ducks, and it has a pink triangle in there, which is indicative to what you see with royal ducks. And it is so cool. I love these dogs. Oh my gosh, yes. I want to start this at 35, and that's just to get you going. It is a gorgeous piece in royal ducks. This is number 6. And let's go ahead and start it at 35. If we have an opening bid, I will kind of ask you if you're in or out. I still may make a mistake and miss a bid, but I'll do my very best, okay? We're not going to do a timer on a few of these pieces I have, but I'll let you know. If you don't see the timer, then I'll ask you if you're in or out and just tell me when you're done bidding. Corrine is in at 36. Now this is a royal ducks. Where's royal ducks from? Is that Czechoslovakia or no, wait a minute.
Yeah, the Czech Republic now, Czechoslovakia. Yeah, they've been there a long time, actually, since the late 1800s, I believe.
It is 13 inches across. I'll be very careful in packing it because I understand with the tails, but it is so cool. I love the glaze on this type of pottery. I have several pieces. I have a couple of dogs too, or I would have kept this one. 13 inches across. It's beautiful. And when you see that triangle there in pink, you know you got a royal ducks piece. Very pretty. $65 is bid with Sharon Eeks. Anybody else interested? It is beautiful. They're so realistic.
Yeah.
$65 is bid.
Yeah, they really are known for their realism. I mean, you can see the detail in the fur and the haunches and the fact that they're in motion. They have to do those pieces individually and then put them together on the base. It's pretty complicated.
Okay, we will do a last chance, and $65 is our bid. So I'm not doing the timer. I'm going to go back. There's Sharon. Oh, Sharon went ahead and jumped it to 65. So I'm going to consider everybody that bid. You know, I'm not going to ask you if you're in or out. So if you were bidding, make sure that you are done. You just made your 10th payment on your first truck. Wow, Sam, what kind of truck you got? Okay, 65. Anybody else? We did a last chance already. I'm going to go put a number on it and we're going to sell it. Last chance. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and sell it. All right. Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and post my email for Sharon. Hi, Sharon. It's so nice to meet you. Here's my email address if you want to screenshot that with your dogs. And then I will go ahead and invoice you right back from that same email. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great to have so many of you watching. And, you know, it's like someone just said, Pamela said, it is always free to look. And we love sharing information and showing and telling. And we also know there's cool stuff that people are going to want to buy. So you are welcome to participate any way that makes sense for you. The next thing I have up are the Westmoreland Wise Old Owls. And it's going to be the choice between these two colors. We're going to start these. Believe it or not, I'm going to start them at just $12. So you folks who like these sorts of things, please come on in and bid. We're going to measure them for you. It's going to be choice. This is 3.5 inches tall. This one is, it's technically amberina. What it really is it's ruby. It's got the rhinestone eyes, and then it's got these nice tips where you get the amberina. So you really see the yellow in the, it's very deliberate the way they did it. It is one piece of glass, but they did the color so that the yellow comes out at the top. So the ears and the beak are a little bit yellow, and the rest of it isn't. So Westmoreland, yes, Westmoreland was from Pennsylvania. They were around for over 100 years. They did a lot of these in the 60s and 70s, and they went out of business in the late 80s. Here is, let's see, the green one, and it will be choice. The green one has the Westmoreland stamp on it from the factory in Pennsylvania. It's great that they have the rhinestone ice. Sometimes those are missing. Miss Wildlife is at 30, and I think that she's smart because this red one's a pretty hard color to find, and they're both in really good shape. The Wise Old Owl is kind of an interesting story. The origin of the Wise Old Owl was really in Victorian era, and the whole point of what you notice, he's standing on books. The whole purpose of the lore of the Wise Old Owl was to convince Victorian children that it was better to be seen and not heard, and that the Wise Old Owl got wise by standing around and observing rather than opening his beak a lot. So that's where it came from, and it's translated into modern day. So that's why they're standing on little books here. We've got Deb's Finds at 32. I know a couple of folks are interested in these. Miss Wildlife at 40.
So, George, will that red one glow cadmium?
It probably will. I have to be honest with you. I did not bring my puny little black light, and I have my big black light is in storage, which is a terrible place for it. So it should, because it's the right shade and it is the right era, but I cannot prove that. So don't buy it on that basis. This green does not glow under a black light, by the way. Westmoreland green looks like it's almost glowing without being under a black light, but it does not actually have uranium salt in it. So that one does not glow. Don, we've got you at 35, but we already have a bid at 40. I love that they sit on the books too. Let's go ahead and wind this down, and we'll see who our owl is going to fly home to be with. But we have a choice here on the green or the red. So
yeah, it is kind of cool to see them with the eyes.
Yeah, I like the eyes. They don't always have the eyes. I have another one that doesn't have the eyes in a different color, but a lot of them were set with the rhinestones in the eyes, and they just really stare back at you a little bit menacingly, which I like. I think that was also part of the Victorian lore. They were not very kind to children back then sometimes.
All right, we have about 10 seconds left. $40 is bid with Miss Wildlife. Get your bids in.
Yes, LaDonna saying, gasp, I don't have my black light. Well, no, it's in the other room. And to be honest, the noise you heard earlier was my sainted 90-year-old mother, who's quite wonderful, but sometimes hard of hearing. So I put her hearing aid in and turned the TV back down so you wouldn't have to enjoy it with her. Okay, let's see who our winner is. It's going to be choice.
Okay, it's 42 with Dawn, and then Miss Wildlife will be back up.
Okay, Dawn, so let us know, are you interested in green or the Amberina or both? I'm going to go ahead and set these down for a minute while you choose so that I can get ready to write here. And you'll take the red. Okay, very good. And I don't know, Miss Wildlife, if you were also looking for the red, but if you were looking for the green, let us know and we'll set that one aside for you.
Okay, and Nightbot, can you go ahead and put George's email up there again, and I will post that?
Thank you, Dawn, for that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Miss Wildlife, would you like the green one? He's very cool. That one has the original tag, and she says, why, yes, she would.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, that's great. I'll put it up. I know I have another piece for you, so we'll get that worked out too.
Okay. Oh, I was up there. If you could take a moment to give us a like, we would really like it. We've got 222 peeps in the house right now, and I want to just say how much we appreciate you coming out tonight. Make sure that you subscribe to George's page and that you subscribe to my page so you know when we're coming on. We would so much appreciate that. And let's get going. Okay, I have a snake base. I do. It's really cool. It is green irid, and it has a snake going up it. So cool. I don't know much about this. I just got this today, and I know we have a lot of people in my group that like the snake vases. It's kind of got an irid color on it. When you turn it to the light, it really throws a lot of color. I will measure it for you.
Yeah, and show us the bottom too, please.
I will. It is 9 inches tall, and it looks like it has kind of a like a ponto bottom, but it's anyway, it is a snake vase. I'm going to start this one at 35. Here you go, Peter. There it is, right there. It's kind of got this kind of I don't know what kind of it's a treatment or something that's over it. It's on the bottom heavy like that, but it's over the whole vase where it throws that color, almost like stretch glass. All right, so I'm going to start this one at 35. This is number 7. And 9 inches tall. $35. I didn't put 35 in there, but that's what I want to start it at. With the snake. Around and around and around. It's the slimy snake is. Look at that. Okay, we have 36 with Corrine. There is the head of the snake. And there's that beautiful treatment on the glass. As the light hits it, it changes color. Corrine is in at 36.
Yeah, it looks a lot like Lotz or one of those turn of the last century Bohemian Art Nouveau vases to me.
Yes, it is cool. $36 with Corrine. Where's Vegas or Dogfish? This looks like both of you guys. This is really cool. In green, it is cool. 36 with Corrine. And there is the bottom for you to look at again. And it is 9 inches. I see it. Nope, that's just the water. I was going to say I saw some bubbles in there, but I washed this out earlier. So 45 with LaDonna. Pretty darn cool. Corrine, let us know what you're thinking. It's a beautiful green. Vegas is not permitted to show up unless I give him the okay.
That's good.
I hope he's in the house because he wanted me to find out if he was in the house before I put that owl up. Okay. I have 45 with LaDonna. We're going to go ahead and do the timer. I think this is a great deal on this piece. I think you're sleeping on this one. This is cool. These snake vases are really popular. You put them in lockdown, LaDonna? Jeez. All right, $45 is bid. It's going to sell to the highest bidder when the timer runs out. You're going to love it because you're going to see all kinds of different colors in it with the light. It is stunning. Rescued treasures. It's beautiful. 10 seconds left. $45 is bid. Get your bids in there. We don't want to miss you. All righty. And I will get rid of that. And we'll see where we come out. All right, LaDonna, you get it for 45. Thank you.
Well, that was a great deal. That was a really very pretty piece, and I have to say I haven't owned one of those in a long time. So you got a nice thing there. Well, we had so much fun at the pottery sale a couple of weeks ago that I thought I should bring some pottery to this one, and I did sell a different pattern of this, and I just really like this. It's perfect for the time of year we're in, and it is by Hull Pottery. But it's this little narcissus vase or daffodils or whatever they're to be. And this is another one. The last one I sold was thistle. This is another pattern you do not see as much as you see, like the woodland flowers and the open rose on Hull. So this one's a little more unusual. It's starting at only $15. So 15 is the starting bid. Yep, we're going to start it really low and let everyone have fun and bid it up to where it should go. You can see the Hull mark on the bottom, Hull, out of Ohio. This was made shortly before with the capital letters. This is going to be from the 40s. It's a number, is that a 308? 304-6 inch with the two handles. We've got Corinne at 18. Orchids, yes, perhaps orchids. I guess it probably is orchids, come to think of it. $20 for Sarah. They're just really sweet. I love the color in it. I like this really dark pink because you usually only have the lighter pinks in Hull, so that gives it some contrast. You get the blue. Not all of their pieces have the blue tones either. So this one's got it's just painted out a little bit better than a lot of theirs. I think the handles are nice. They've got a little bit of design in them. You can see some texturing there. This would have been made shortly before their factory exploded. And it was interesting. I think it was Miss Wildlife was telling me recently, when the floodwaters came in 1950 and caused the kilns to explode, it was a tiny bit of water. It was like less than the size of my hand. It was just a few inches, but the kilns did not have enough time to cool down. And that's why they exploded and the factory burnt down, and they could never do this matte glaze again. So that's the reason that I think Hull is special and nice, because it will not be reproduced. Myra, hello there. You're at 35. And I'm glad that you folks are really enjoying this like I am. But I guess we should go ahead and, well, call fair warning here, because you folks who are in, you know who you are. And if you like this, this is your last chance to bid on it. We're at $35. And again, it's a 6-inch vase. It's probably about 5 inches wide at the widest part of the handles. So it's
not
actually
a common one either. You don't see that all the time.
It's not a common one, no. It's not like you see certain patterns all the time in Hull, and this is not one of them, and that's what appealed to me about it. Janice is at 37, and I like that it's got 2 on the front and 1 on the back, so depending on how you're feeling and what flowers you're putting in it, you can turn it around and change it up a little bit. Myra at 38. Last chance, folks. Let's see who ends up with this.
Don't lose it for $1. Get in there. All right. Let's see where we're at. It looks like Myra.
That's great. Well, thank you. It's a nice piece. And, you know, sometimes if I get something for a good price, I like starting it at a low bid because it always finds its way. So thank you very much.
All right. And there is the email address. If you'd like to take a picture of that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the Viking owl.
Here we go.
Okay. So here we are. This is the Viking fairy lamp owl. And it is in green. It's pretty tall. You're surprised when you come across these and see how big they are. It is actually almost 8 inches. I'm going to go ahead and start this at 50. And it is a fairy lamp. And I might have I do. I do have a tea light, but it's a changing color light, so it'll work. We're going to start this at 50. No timer on this piece. It's too hard to find. I want you to be able to tell me you're in or out. So here we go. The Viking fairy lamp, we're going to start it at $50. And these come in other colors too. I think they come in red and they come in a gold. Okay, $125. Did you find it together? Yes, I did find it together. $165.
Oh yeah, people know what this is.
$200. I've been holding it just for tonight. We have $200 with LaDonna. So you can put a tea light in there, and I would suggest that. We have $230. Blue also, yes. I had a chance to buy all of them. Darn it. $230. The deals we miss, huh, George?
Oh, well, can't be everywhere.
$280 with LaDonna. Going to remind you to make sure you're in live chat on YouTube. You don't want to be in top chat, and keep yourself engaged in the conversation. That will help you with the lag, emojis, whatever. Okay, we have $300 with LaDonna. Hi, Cindy, and we get to see you. Nice to see you tonight, Cindy. 226 peeps in the house. Okay, I will ask you if you're out. LaDonna is at 300. Antiques for You is at 302. It is the Viking owl. You know what? YouTube or Facebook, it's totally up to you. I prefer YouTube. I think it has a better feed if you want to cast us, and definitely casting us on your TV would be the best way to watch us. It's amazing, the picture, and I think that is YouTube is a better way to view it that way. But Facebook is fine also. All right. So LaDonna's out. 325 is bid, all in, all done. Okay, I think we were down to 2 bidders. So I'm going to go ahead and sell it to Antiques for You for 325. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm sorry, LaDonna, because I know that you had an amber one from me that would have liked a friend, but we'll just have to keep looking. I'm going to, you know what? I think we'll do something a little different here. I picked up something at the show this weekend that I had not actually seen before, and I was really surprised when I saw who made it. It is a porcelain figurine. It is from the Cries of London series, and it is by, I think you might be as surprised as I am. The mark on the bottom is Spode, Copeland's China, England, inside there. And it's part of the Cries of London series. Now, Francis Wheatley was a famous artist in England who, in the late 1700s, started illustrating what street people and people who were merchants and people who had day-to-day lives did in London. And that was unusual because nobody had really thought about anybody other than the elites before. And all of a sudden, this became very popular. This piece is probably mid-20th century. We're going to start it at $19. So 19 is the opening bid. Now, when I went to look these up, there were a whole bunch that were listed for about twice that price on eBay. They did not have this one. This is the cherry seller. But none had actually, the cherry seller, none were on eBay, and no one had had one for sale for a long time. So I have to think that they're kind of scarce. And she's also very sweet and very good quality because it's Spode. You can see all the hand-painted detail in her and all of the molding. The sculptor has to sculpt this whole thing as an actual sculpture to start with. And then when you have details like this that have to be applied, those are things that are really easy to get broken. So again, a lot of work goes into these. All the different, every different color has to be painted by hand. The eyes are well done. So $19 is the opening bid on her if we have anyone interested. And the height on this is about 7.5 inches by 6 inches. So, so this is she. And if you have someone in the family who is an Anglophile, they probably will be familiar with Cries of London because it was so emblematic of what actual people were doing with their lives back then, as opposed to just royalty. It's also got a registry number on there. When was it done? This one was probably done in the 1950s. And I say that because of this mark, the Spode, this sort of straight up capital lettering is a 1950s or 60s era mark from Spode. They then changed it after that. So 19 is the opening bid. If anyone is interested, please let us know. I don't know what else I can tell you about her other than I think she's sweet and she will have a place somewhere in a lovely home, I'm sure. So,
all right, start us out at $19. Here we go. Thank you, Dawn.
Dawn at
Cheryl, I did not get a chance to check my emails today after I went on a mail run. So I will check it when we get done with the sale tonight. Okay, Dawn is in at 20.
And there she is with cherries. So maybe more of a summery thing, but I love cherries. So I could look at this all year round. And there's her face, very sweet with a little bit of blush and the blue eyes. And so if Dawn is our main interest here, I'm willing to go ahead and put the timer up and we'll see if anyone else gets in. Otherwise, this will be Dawn. So we're going to let everyone have one last shot at her. But I think she's something interesting, and there is an entire series of these. So it's something that might be fun to collect, and it's definitely something that now you all are aware of and can look for when you're out there. I had not really seen this line before, so I found it interesting just because it was something really different. And I like looking for things I haven't seen before. So,
oh yeah, $20 is bid. Get your bids in. 15 seconds left. The clock goes pretty darn fast. $20 is bid.
And let's see here, Don.
$20 is bid, and there is our timer. We'll take that down here, and we'll do it. Okay.
Okay, well, very good, Don. Thank you. And I think you had another piece, so we'll try to combine shipping. And any time that you folks see things, if it's safe to combine, obviously Heidi ships from Michigan, I ship from Florida, but either of us will combine items if we can.
Oh, yes, for sure. Oh, I wanted to ask everybody, because I have lost track of someone, and this is a point that you have to consider when you're paying us with PayPal. I have a payment that has come in from Reese Brothers. I cannot seem to match that with anybody that bought from me. So if that name is familiar to you, or that is you, let me know. Just email me. I have done everything to try to figure out who that is. And to make the point, if you're paying and you have a different PayPal ID than your YouTube ID, please let us know, because if you don't, it's like a big puzzle that sometimes we can't figure out. Huh, George?
Yeah, sometimes they're impossible to solve. So just a clue, please. We want to get you your stuff.
Do you know who Reese Brothers is, George?
I do not. No, I was thinking about that when you said it. You know, sometimes people, they order under one thing and then, yeah. So,
yeah.
Oh, I see
any of our dealers who are watching today, if you know who it is or has a clue, please email me and let me know, because look at this.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a Fenton piece. This was done by Dave Fetty or Robert Barber in 1976. There is a 1976 Fenton logo on the bottom. We are going to start this one at $100. This is a glow getter, to put it mildly. It does have the original Fenton sticker in there from the 70s. It is beautiful. It is a custard glass, and it was done by the masters. Look at this. Hanging Hearts is known. Dave Fetty's known for Hanging Hearts. And this was a collaboration piece between Barber and Fetty in 1976. So let's go ahead and get that started at $100 for number 10. I am not necessarily going to put the timer on because I don't want you to miss out. Hanging Hearts and 100 on this. So no timer on this one. If we get an active bid, we'll just ask you if you're out. Hanging Hearts. No flea bites, no damage at all. Look at that. Or Miss Wildlife, I'll put it on the bottom for you.
There you go. That actually does pop it.
Mr. Shaver, there you are. $100 to start us out. It is stunning. It is stunning. For all those that like Fenton, this is a wonderful design from the 70s. The Hanging Hearts. This is the bigger bowl. It's not a little rose bowl. Let me go ahead and do the measurements for you. It is about 5 inches. Well, it's about 5 by 6. 150, Miss Wildlife. And of course, we had the pleasure of, well, you guys had the pleasure of meeting Dave Fetty in Marietta. He's one of my best friends. He's just, Dave and I just love Dave. And he is definitely Mr. Fenton. And actually one of the Fentons, and I don't know if it was Frank Fenton, he tells me all the time, he's got a nickname and now I can't remember what it is. The King of Hearts. The King of Hearts. That's what it was. Okay, Miss Wildlife is in at 150. Anybody else? Jim, let me know if you're in or out. And so nice to see you and Wanda tonight, Jim. Thank you. It is beautiful. 150 is bid. Just waiting for Jim to let me know that he is out for sure. Hello, Silver. We're going to do a last chance. I'll remind you of our bid with Miss Wildlife. Jim and Wanda, let me know if you're out for sure. 155 with Jim. There is the original tag. What? Hey, George. Hey, George, what did this sell for originally?
Oh, gosh. Quite a bit, actually, like over 100 back then, I think.
We'll let you know.
I know you got the tag.
You want to stay with that guess?
No, I'm going to say 79 back then.
Remember now, we're talking the 70s. 195.
Yeah,
195, Miss Wildlife. Jim, let me know if you're in or out. Beautiful crimped top, and it's kind of dirty in there. I'll wash it out, I promise. Hanging Hearts.
I always like that pinched top those little ivy bowls have.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, we're going to do a last chance. Just so you know, we have 195 with Miss Wildlife. All in, all done. This is number 10. And we're going to go ahead and sell it. Okay, so George thought that it was going to sell for 79 originally. Go ahead and tell me, is he too high or is he too low? Do it now. Do it now. Too high or too low? Put it in there. Put it in there. I want to see, because I know what it sold for. I'm just wondering if you guys know. So here's your chance. Was he too high or too low? We'll see what they said. Come on. We can tell what the lag is now. Too low, too low. Oh, too high. Okay. Anybody else? Too low. The original price was $30.
Wow. $30.
See what a good investment this is now? Gosh, it's better than money in the bank, right?
Well, think of it this way, too. I mean, $30 in 1975, what else would that have gotten you? I mean, a car was $3,000. So
yeah,
I'd say actually at 195, that was a relatively good deal.
Yes, and I would believe that $30, 40, 50 years ago is probably close to 100, 125 now.
Oh, maybe more. Yeah.
Yes. But great deal. Those pieces are fun to collect because there's so many pieces out there that will match that set. As Miss Wildlife knows, she has a few pieces in blue. So thank you, bidders. And we are going to move on to George.
Well, Miss Wildlife, you must be getting a really great collection of that. And I know how much you love it. And it was so interesting meeting Dave at Marietta last year, a really fascinating guy. So I feel a special affinity for that pattern too, after meeting him and seeing what he did. Mine's going to be choice again, but it's going to be ceramics because we've had a lot of glass. And I thought, well, let's put some nice pottery up. We had the pottery sale and I had a Cosmos piece and it was very popular. And I thought we're going to do choice between the Cosmos vase with the handles or the foxglove on the shell. Now, before I tell you the opening price, I want to give you a little bit of a look over on the shell here. Notice the feet. There is a glazed chip on this one. There's also little areas underneath where you see a little bit of that around the feet too. I am not certain whether that is actually a chip after the factory or whether that is a factory flaw from when they had to get it off of the kiln. I'm going to hold it up and let you be the judge because I want you to know what you're bidding on. Otherwise, no chips, cracks, or damage on either of these. We're going to start them out at $39 choice. So $39 is the opening bid. Now, the Cosmos pattern came out. It was one of the first of Frank Farrell's floral patterns. So you notice it does not say Roseville, because back in the late 20s and early 30s, they used paper tags. They didn't have all of this good information on. See where it says Roseville and all the stock number and that it's 6 inches and all that. That didn't come until a little later in the 30s. So they are both Roseville. $39 is the opening bid, and they are both really well done. I mean, the sculpturing, the painting, the detail is all really fun. I thought the foxglove on the shell was kind of interesting. It's something we don't see very often. It's nice and clean inside. And then here is the Cosmos vase. And Cosmos is not a particularly, it's not as easy a pattern to find as some of the other ones. Certainly not as easy to find as, say, what do we have? Freesia or Magnolia or Peony. You see those patterns a lot more. So these are a little more delicate. I am personally a huge fan of foxgloves. I just love the big flowers. Foxgloves, gladiolas, all that sort of stuff really does it for me. So,
and I love the shell. And you remember, the TV lamps, George?
Yes.
Where they used to have a light in there. Wouldn't that be cool with the little tea light, just to throw a little light out of that shell?
Actually, it would be. I never thought of that. But yeah, in a nice dark room and have this as sort of a night light with that in it. That is a cool idea. So Jennifer Scoggin at 45 is our high bidder. And yes, I do agree the shell does look real. And then the Cosmos piece is just really nicely done. The handles, I think, are very graceful. Frank Farrell was just so good at mixing naturalism with a little bit of Art Deco. So up at the top here, you have these nice lines and these sort of deco proportions, but then you go into the naturalistic here. I just think that they're really neat pieces, and it will be your choice of either or both. So Deb's Finds is at 48 and is our current high bidder. And yeah, I like the foxglove on the shell because it really covers that piece well too. So it really covers the whole pattern. And then the Cosmos, I'm just very I'm very fond of the fact that it's got a little bit of a drip glaze, so that harkens back to a little earlier era of pottery where they would let the glazes run just a little bit to make them soft. And you see the heliotrope, that was the designer color of 1927, that lavender color in there, which is about the time this came out. So, and they're starting to bloom in Southern California, I see. Well, that sounds nice. So Deb's Finds is at 48. If we have anyone else interested, this is your time to bid, because we are going to let the timer run here in a minute. So please do get in your last bids. I know there's a few of you folks who like these, and it will be your choice as to which you get, either or both. So.
Hi, Robert. Nice to see you tonight, Gold Star Thrifter. Oh, I am such a fan of Roseville. I just love it. And that shell is so wonderful.
I do really like the shell. It reminds me a lot of the Van Briggle shell in terms of the color with that lovely russet.
All right.
And they're both about 6 inches. Ooh, all of it's 55. Just a few seconds left, folks. So here we go. And we'll see who ends up with it.
All right.
Okay, we have sold choice.
All right. It looks like Z Olive.
Wonderful. A new person, I don't know. So Z Olive, please tell us, are you interested in the Cosmos, the foxglove shell, or both pieces at the $55 each price?
Let us know. There is the email. Thank you, Nightbot. Takes the Cosmos. Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Z Olive, can you take a screenshot with George's email there? And our backup bidder is going to be, let's take a look, Debbie Finds. Debbie Finds, would you like the shell for the same price, $55? We'll let Debbie see if she wants that first before we put it up for grabs. The price is $55. Oh my gosh. Deb, let us know. That is so super cool. We'll wait for Deb. And Z Olive, I want to make sure you got that email. If you didn't, let me know. We'll post it again. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, thank you. I will put it aside for you. And
Okay. Do you know Deb?
I do.
Okay, great.
I do. Deb made her first purchase ever at the pottery sale 2 weeks ago.
So look behind me, George. You mentioned
I
that
know.
Van Briggle.
Yeah, that is a great color. Oh, and a nice big one too.
It is. We're going to do this number 11. This is the Van Briggle. Does this color, did you mention the name of it? Does it have a description of this color?
It does have an official name, and it's not the mulberry because it's not as dark. Well, maybe it's the mulberry. I get confused. I'm going to say mulberry, and someone correct me if I'm off there. And speaking of off, I'll be right back, but you just keep going.
What am I going to do without you? Hurry.
Oh, I promise I'll hurry.
I'm just teasing you. Okay, we got the Van Briggle shell. And you see it says Colorado Springs. It has the insignia on the back. This is the larger shell. And it's in that beautiful, deep, deep purple. Now, I'm gonna pull it back a little bit because I don't want it to be washed out by the lighting. It is beautiful, Van Briggle. I want to start this one at 50. This is a hard one to find. It is quite large. I'm going to measure it across. Mulberry Van Briggle. Thank you, LaDonna. It is 14 inches across. So it is signed. Van Briggle is so popular right now. I want to start this out at $50 for the shell. In perfect condition, 14 inches across, and there is the mark on the bottom, the hallmark. It's just gorgeous. It does look like a mulberry. It's got kind of like a deep purple color, and then it goes up to this beautiful like cranberry. And keep in mind, at night it's hard with the lights to get the lighting right. This is darker than it looks probably on your device. We have $50 with Deb Fines. It is a beautiful shell in Van Briggle. Again, I think it would be really cool to put a tea light in there and just let it light up a little bit. It's really neat. Okay, Deb is in at 50. There it is. We got this Van Briggle collection out of an estate that is near Indianapolis. And this gentleman and his wife collected Van Briggle for years, and they're in their 90s, and they were moving into a smaller house. And so they sold me a lot of their Van Briggle, and this was one of the finds. So we have $50. And we'll do a last chance if there's no other interest. Let me go ahead and do that. $50 is bid. Anybody else? A full 14 inches across. It is just a beautiful piece. All right. And I did a last chance, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it here. I'm going to put the timer on just because. All right. There we go. Because, see, I didn't want to miss somebody. So we will sell it at the end of the timer. $52 with Gold Star. This, I've noticed a lot of people are having trouble with YouTube this week with bids coming in like clusters, and then they're coming in really slow or not at all, and then all of a sudden they come through all at once. So it's been kind of a weird week with that. So I want to make sure everybody gets in. Deb, let me know if you're in or out. The clock is winding down. 55. Well, thank you, Sativa. All right. Whoops. Oops, oops, oops. Let me get that off of there. All right. Deb Fines gets it for 55. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's great. So 2 shells together, those are going to look really good. Well, I have to get up to do this one. This is why I had to leave, because it's kind of big. And my studio's kind of small, but you'll get the idea. I heard
Hey,
that you
Deb,
folks.
George, tell Deb that there's my email.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, do check the email there because if you haven't bought from Heidi before, and I don't think you have, you will need to contact her, and that way she can send you an invoice.
Okay. All righty.
Okay. So I hear that you folks up, I'm in Florida and it was so cold today, I actually had to put a shirt on.
Don't even tell
us. However, I understand that it's pretty cold up north. And when I was at an estate sale 2 weekends ago, they had this, which I thought had great color. And honestly, it's a little heavy for here. So it needs to go north where it came from. It is an Afghan. And it is zigzag stripes, which I love. And it's got really rich color for one of these. And that's what I liked about it. It's about 80 inches square. We're going to start this. I'm only going to be able to show you what I can hold up. We're going to start this at just $15. So 15 is the opening bid for this Afghan. It has no holes, no rips, no rims. This is an old one. This would have been done sometime. I would say these colors probably about 1980. About the time that Afghans were sort of going out of style for a while, but then Roseanne came on the air. Yeah. And there was an Afghan on the back of their couch. And because of that, people under the age of 50 have a strong connection to Afghans from seeing it on TV and also from growing up in houses where they had a lot of these too. So I just think this one's got great color. Like I say, it's about 80 inches square. It's almost a perfect square, which is interesting. So I guess it could hang over a bed on the sides and just a lot of color to it. It's a nice feeling fabric. It doesn't feel super synthetic. I'll hold it up where you can see it. It doesn't feel like cheap acrylic. It actually seems like it's pretty nice yarn, and that makes a difference too. We've got Karen Lord at $33. See, I knew somebody would need this. So funny how the trends change and what influences that change. Yes, absolutely. I always thought that these had the potential to be the quilts of the future. And I remember telling people that and having them just laugh at me and say, nobody will ever want Afghans. Well, guess what? The last laugh is mine. So here, yes, now you get kind of the bigger look. There we go. That's as much as I can show at one time.
Wow, that's kind of groovy, George. That's kind of groovy colors.
I do think the colors are great, and it was so clean, and it wasn't from a house that had pets. It doesn't have any hair in it. It smells good. Everything about it is something I would actually have in my house, which, you know, I do think about that when I'm buying stuff like that, especially linens. I don't buy a lot of linens because I'm very picky about condition, and I don't want to smell anything, and I don't want to bring anything into my house that I am concerned about. So I'm pretty picky about these, but this one was in such great shape. So we're at $40. Someone else's, it has my DNA on it. Were they originally made in Afghanistan? No, I think it actually is something about the... I think it may have something to do with the patterning that led it to be, or it may be the way that it's woven. But I think Afghan is actually a Western word for these, and I don't think there's any connection to Afghanistan. Now, in Afghanistan, they do carpets that are pieced together and sometimes have these zigzags in them. So there may be some connection, but I don't know of a direct one. $41.
You amaze me. You amaze me how you could come up with that on the cuff.
I just
there is a connection.
I just have a head full of little details. What can I tell you? I'm sure that when I'm old and senile, I'll be saying important things about Afghans, but I won't know who you are. So my apologies in advance. Snowing currently here in Spokane. Yes, exactly. Jennifer's at 45 now. And I think we can go ahead and put the last call up because we've got just a couple people who seem interested. So we're going to let them come down to the wire here there. But yes, and I like that little thread of lavender in there too. I just think these colors are really bright and vivid. And I like color. You know, it's not the
Yeah.
usual sort of drab harvest gold kind of thing.
Right. It really pops. It's
It
beautiful.
really does. I thought so. So, and they're not that bad to ship. I mean, they take a little bit of a box and they weigh a little bit, but we can pack them down pretty tight. So I've shipped them before and it wasn't bad. We're at 46 and just a few seconds left, folks. So we get your last bids in if you're interested. And we're going to wrap this up very soon. It really is vibrant. I agree, Sam.
Yeah.
And Joanne is right. Yarn is not cheap anymore. So I think that's part of why they're going up too.
All right. It is sold. Let's make sure Miss Wildlife got it. You never know who's going to sneak in there. Let's take a look. Okay. Miss Wildlife for 46. Great deal. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Well, I have a few other things and we will pad them with this lovely Afghan.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna sell some Joseph music boxes here. I want to just take this moment to thank everybody for coming tonight. We got a few more items left, but we really appreciate it. We've had really good attendance all night. I want to remind everybody that I have weekday sales, 10 at 10s every day of the week. We're kind of known for having Fenton Fridays. And it's all Fenton glass on Friday. We had a Pyrex sale Monday, and occasionally I have a night sale. If you could subscribe to my channel, I would really love it. And of course, George is everywhere.
Yes.
And if you are from the Rosie family, please subscribe to George's channel. You will not regret it. He is so informative. We love George, and take this chance to do that for us. And if you like the show tonight, please give us a thumbs up. Give us some encouragement to do this again. All right, here we go. We have 2 Joseph originals, and these are music boxes. We have one gal with the piano and one gal with the violin. I'm going to start these at 25, and you will get choice, and I'll play them for you. But let me go ahead and do this for choice. Choice Joseph music box. I didn't put 25 in there, but I'm telling you 25. And there they go. Joseph original. So cute. This one is the piano. Thank you. And the music boxes are so sweet. She has the blue forget-me-nots on her dress. And there's the original Joseph sticker right there.
And you know,
What is that song?
I can't quite place it, but I do know this. The candelabra are almost always broken off on that piece. And that's what's special about her, because a lot of these were given to kids and they'd handle that a little roughly and snap, there it would be.
What is that song? Oh my goodness. Anyway, here is the other one. This one has a clear base on it. Turkey in the Straw. Now they're going to hear them in harmony here. We really don't want to do that, but I want you to hear her play too. She is beautiful. Get your choice. We have 40. It sounds like Joseph's gone mad here. They're both playing at the same time. No, it doesn't say.
No, I don't think the Josephs ever put the name of the song on the bottom. You just had to sort of know it or guess, I guess.
Do 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 do. All right, we have 43. 8 inches tall on the violinist. Oh, it sounds kind of freaky. All right. Hi, Dolores. 45 is bid. You will get choice. Everybody wants to be 45. Okay. Tamara's at 47. It does sound freaky, doesn't it, Debbie? Joseph's gone wild or gone wrong. Uh-oh. Here we are. Cute little faces. So These have black eyes too. I don't know if that makes a difference on these. 55 with Dolores. These came out of a antique store in Vermilion, Ohio, believe it or not. And they are just gorgeous. You're going to get your choice. Da 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 da. That's it. Name that tune. 57 with Donna. All right, I'm going to start winding it down here. 57 with Donna. Let's go ahead and do the countdown. 60 with Tamara. She's got a big old bow on her back too. That's probably kind of nice to have that in perfect shape, because that looks like about the same as the candelabra. You'd think that that would be a weak point getting damaged.
Then the violin bow. Yep.
All right, Dolores, Tamara was our first 60. Get in there. I put the timer on, so I'm going to have to sell it when the timer goes off. $60 is bid with Tamara. My old Kentucky home. Is it really? I don't know.
I think she might be right.
Okay. Dolores, what would you like? Dolores, 1 or 2, $70. $70 is our high bid. Dolores, 1 or 2. I'll bet she's going to take them both. Our Queen Mother Dolores. Let's see what she wants. You're curious where we're all operating from. Michigan and Florida. We are seasons apart, George and I, today.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Dolores, would you like them both? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Dolores. I appreciate that. Awesome. Thank you, bidders. We always appreciate the backup bidders too. We might not always say it every time, but we appreciate all the bidders. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm going to sell the tiniest thing you're going to see all evening next, because small can be beautiful. And when you're talking about Swarovski crystals, small is a great thing. So this is Swarovski. It's the little duck. It is going to start at $9. So $9 is the opening bid. I'm going to show you what I can about him. What's great is that he's got his little back wing up here, and that's not damaged. Oftentimes they're missing and people don't realize that they're missing because they don't know it's supposed to be there, because that's applied. Each of these parts, the head is applied, the eyes are applied to the head, the beak is applied, and then the little piece in the back. And the other thing, the reason that I got this and was very pleased, because it was a professional estate sale outfit, and they did not know these were Swarovski because they didn't realize it may be hard to see. I'll see if I can get it in there. It might want to focus on my fingers. I'm going to get it there if I can. But there you go. There is an acid mark square with an S in it. That was their mark before the swan mark. The swan mark came up in the 1980s. So this is 1970s or prior. And we'll try to hold it up so that you can see more of him and less of my fingers. I think he's just really great. The condition's really good. It's basically a teardrop crystal with the embellishments. And I just think he's really neat. They made such great clear crystals. Swarovski crystal was considered so good that it was the preferred crystal that the high-end costume jewelry makers in the United States used both then and even now. Swarovski crystals are considered to be among the best. And so a lot of the rhinestone jewelry has traditionally been made with them. So we are at 26 here, and it really is a great little piece. It's only a little over an inch long. It's a little guy, and that's part of what Swarovski is known for too. They make larger pieces, but they really are known for these miniature animals. And
does he have a silver beak?
He has a silver beak, yes, which I think is very cute too. And we'll see if we can get that to focus.
It's a great picture, George. You
Yeah, it
can really
actually,
see the how
I'm
it's cut and how pretty that is.
I'm really pleased that it shows so well. I wasn't sure. I didn't get to try this before the broadcast, so you all get to see it at its best, which is nice. We've got Deb at 32, Denise at 33, and yeah, Swarovski is always popular. And I kind of figured that this guy might swim off to a new home tonight because I think he's pretty great. And look at the eyes. It's funny how, I mean, these little tiny eyes are actually kind of expressive. They're sort of big and doleful for such a tiny little thing. Of course, you can't really see it. There we go. Now you get it. Because it's got just,
Yeah.
it looks like it has maybe just a little texture in the eye. So I think it's cute. Deb's Finds is at 35. I suppose I know a lot of folks are interested, but I guess at this point we should probably put up the fair warning and give you folks one more chance and see who ends up with this little guy. And there we go. Yeah, it's nice to see all the faceting too. Swarovski faceting, if you really know beads, and I'm just starting to learn, but if you see old crystal bead strands, you can tell if they're Swarovski because they usually have just a little bit more beveling and a little bit more fire than the ones that are lookalikes from the same era. We've got 38 there. To be honest, I think it's my favorite thing I've seen tonight. Yeah, you know what? I think it's really cool too. It's so different. And it's interesting, Sam. I get the feeling that you might be a little bit younger than some of our folks. And I am understanding that younger people are finding crystal interesting again. And that's really great because there's a lot of really beautiful crystal around that's been going begging. And now all of a sudden, a friend of mine, she works with a 30-year-old, and the 30-year-old and his wife just finished their Waterford crystal set. It's the first time in years I've heard of young people actually wanting to pattern match for their weddings. So that was really cool. And we're sold,
All
and it
right.
looks like who got it?
Southern. Was
Okay.
it
Oh,
Southern?
that's
I think
good.
that's what her name is. Okay.
Okay, number third, and that's 38, and that's great. And I think you already were going to send me an email for the other piece, and we can certainly, I think we can find room for this in that package. So we'll send them together for you.
Okay, and there is the email address again for you to go ahead and screenshot that. All right.
Thank you.
How we doing, George? You got a few more things?
Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I've got at least 3 more.
Okay.
How are
All
you
right,
doing?
we're gonna do this fancy dancy head base. She is just beautiful. I don't see any issues at all. She even has her fingers. She has all her fingers and her thumb. Okay, so she's got a Japan sticker on the bottom. And she's just absolutely beautiful. We're going to start her out at 25, and she is 6 inches tall. So let me go ahead and get us started. The head base, and $25 if you are so inclined. That is our starting bid. She is lovely.
I like the hair. It's a little longer and a little more of a shag bouffant than the typical hairstyle that they have.
Yes. Yes, and her eyelashes are perfect, which is what you really need to watch when you're buying these. And I even think a little bit of damage is kind of acceptable on these, but this one does not. She is perfect. And we have 40 with Tamara Adams, and she's white, so she'll go with any decor with her fancy red lipstick and her daisy flowered dress. Look at that. Oh, look at those lips. They are red. Okay, 45. She is elegant. Now, sometimes these are fashioned after real people, and I don't know as this one is. She's just a pretty gal. All right, we have 45 with Maggie. I saw one this weekend that was Jackie O and Lucille Ball. The Lucille Ball one did not look like Lucy. I can tell you that.
Not really, no.
Okay, Jennifer is in at 47. We have a lot of people bidding, so I'm going to wait till it winds down a little bit. 47 with Jen. Now I see Donna and Maggie. So let us know if you're in or out. We'll start the timer. We have 50 with Donna. Now her bow actually looks a little washed out from the light. The bow is actually a kind of a gray color on the top of the hat. So that gives her a little color. Okay. Eva Gabor. I guess she could be anybody you want her to be. All right, here's our timer. We have $50. But yeah, imagine those fingers going through 50, 60 years without being bumped or not. Or those eyelashes. $50 is bid. And we're going up 30 seconds. You remember your grandmother having some? Yeah. Mine did. My grandmother had Roseville. I don't ever remember anybody having one of these in my household growing up, but I love them now. They're just so cool. We have about 10 seconds left. Donna is in at 50, all in, all done. Okay. We're going to go ahead and sell it. Oops, it's not Friday. I don't know why that's coming up there. Friday is coming up, though, end of the week. All right. Let's see where we're at. It looks like I see Jennifer at 53, but let me make sure. And indeed it is. Jennifer at 53. Thanks, Jen.
Oh, that was a really cute one. I haven't had that one before. I love head vases. My sister had one growing up, and I remember it sat on her dresser for a long time. I don't know whatever happened to it. Okay, let's see. Oh, and Ava Gabor, every time everybody mentions that. My folks bought a house out in the country when I was an adolescent, and my mother could have been Ava Gabor. She was just absolutely not suited for that life at all. It was great fun. There's wonderful stories about and of course, every time the neighbors' cows would break out and come and tear the fence down and start eating our garden, it would be when she was alone and my dad and I were off somewhere. So she always had to deal with animal intrusions.
Oh, that's funny.
So this little piece is Westmoreland, and this is a very pretty and very famous piece of theirs, actually, and it has Charlton decoration on it, which is very popular again now, so I thought I'd bring this up tonight. I'm going to start it at $24. It is the 8.5-inch size. There are various sizes of the wedding stand. That's what they called these, and they were called that right from the get-go back in, I think they came out with this form originally in maybe the 1890s, if I'm not mistaken, but then it became very popular again in the 50s and 60s when this one was made. It does have the Westmoreland glass WG mark right up in the well there. It's a little hard to see, but I think you might be able to get it. And I think the bottom is also marked, but that one's really hard to see. But it is definitely Westmoreland. And then the Charlton Company did the floral painting and decoration. And the Charlton pieces tend to go for considerably more than the undecorated, especially these floral garlands that were very popular in the 1950s and 60s. So we have two people at 25. So we'll need one of you to move us on forward from there. And the decoration is very detailed all the way up into the lid, which I like about it too. You can see the floral garland all the way around. So you really get this very sweet design all the way around. The milk glass is really, really good quality. Westmoreland was known for milk glass in the Victorian era, and they were known for milk glass in the 1980s at the end of their production. It was the thing they probably did the best. And someone says, my goodness, I have one like that. Mine doesn't have the gold trim on the bottom. And yes, there are a lot of variations of these. So this one, they decided to trim out in the gold around the edges of the square bits here for some extra decoration. And sometimes they didn't have those. Sometimes the knob would be painted gold. They did a lot of different varieties. And so that's part of why they're fun to collect, is because you can have a couple that look similar until you get up close, and then you realize that you have something different. And
so I have a question. So I've heard them called bride boxes. Now somebody called it a cake box. Is it for A piece of cake?
Well, somebody was asking that. I have heard them called wedding stands. I do
Uh-huh.
not know what they put in them at a wedding or what the stand would have been for. That has never been clear to me, and I've never had anyone make it clear. I doubt it would be a piece of cake because cake is usually big. It would have been served to a lot of people. They wouldn't have had a special piece here. I suspect it's more likely that it was for perhaps the garter, maybe some piece of wedding jewelry, maybe for people to put cards in and congratulations. I'm not exactly sure why they were equated with weddings, or if it was just something like a bride's basket that was a fun thing to give as a gift at a wedding that they figured would be useful. One thing I'm noticing looking at this is that it definitely is a 1960 vintage piece because it's got the grayish cast to it when you hold it up to the light. And I
Ah,
think it's a really neat piece. And we've got $35 on it now.
all right.
If anyone else knows more about the story behind the wedding or the bride's box story, we'd love to know. Yes, the piece of wedding cake typically goes in the freezer and is eaten on the first wedding anniversary. And it tastes really gross. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. What
I
a way
don't
to
know either.
what a way to spoil your anniversary. Oh, have
I
some
know.
stale frozen cake. Someone tried to do that to me, I'd be like, you're taking me out or it's a divorce.
No.
Anyhow, we are down to the last few seconds here. And so I was told it was the box would use to take their piece of cake home in. Well, that may be true. They did have a larger size, so maybe it was double cake for someone. And Jennifer at $40 is looking like our high bidder unless someone else came in right at the end. So let's take a look here. We're sold. And do I have the right winner there?
Dolores, you're late again. Dolores, get with it. Refresh. Okay, yes, Jennifer's at 40.
Okay, Jennifer. Well, thank you. And I think we have another piece, and you should have a box that either just came to you with multiple items or is on its way. So we'll do that again.
So, George, Dolores, we call her at Rosie's our queen mother. Dolores is 88 years old,
Ooh,
and
awesome.
she is a avid quilt maker, and I'm not talking
Ooh.
just normal quilts. I'm talking award-winning, just gorgeous quilts. I just want to say welcome to Dolores tonight. Thank you for being out there. All right.
That's really fun. We have a quilt. The National Quilt Museum is in Paducah, Kentucky, not far from where I am when I'm in Kentucky doing business there. And it is phenomenal. And what people are doing with quilts is just amazing. And as much as I love old quilts, the new ones were fascinating and people have just incredible ideas. And one of them, speaking of Swarovski crystals that I saw displayed, the back, the part you wouldn't even see, was festooned with 10,000 Swarovski crystals. And that was the part that was not even the front.
Well, Dolores has corrected me. She's 89.
89. Excellent.
Yeah, she made me a quilt a couple years ago. She knows that I redid my barn because I did an article for the Barn Journal several years ago, and she read that. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, was this beautiful quilt with every square a different old barn. It was just amazing. It was
that's
just
cool.
amazing. They're works of art. But anyway, heads up to our Queen Mother Dolores, avid collector of Fenton. She is a collector, let me tell you. Okay, I have two pieces here, and I'm going to put them up as choice because they've been sitting here, and I have them. I'm going to put them up as choice. They're both. I think they're Murano, but I'm not good at Murano, but I think they are. They're heavy. They are gorgeous. They have the gold flecking in. I'm going to sell choice of one. If the price is okay, we'll go ahead and pass it. I'm just going to put choice. I don't know what number I'm on. Choice Murano. I know where these came from. I know where I bought them, so I know they're good. Let's go ahead and start them at 25. And if you look at this one, oh my goodness, look at the color in that. Now there's a little piece of, it looks like ash or something in there, that darker colored spot. I don't know if that would be considered a flaw or not, but look at all of the gold in this. Goodness gracious. Is
And
all
hi,
the glass
Dawn.
on sale? Yeah, if you see us put it up, Dawn, that's for sure. Here's the second one. Now this one has a little, this one has a white background, and it has some of the copper flecking in there too. And it sparkles like crazy. The colors are beautiful. Might these glow? I don't think so, but I'll go ahead and try it. You know, nah, I don't think so. The spider one, this is cool because look at all the like the king tut swirls in there. That's really cool. So we have either one of these. Now I'm going to measure them across. So the one that's more yellowy is 12 inches across, and the other one is 10.
And I agree, Sam, that spider web effect is really cool on the yellow one.
It is. It is. It is because these yes, it does look like a spider web. You're right. We have $25 bid. That is for choice. Here they are. Very nice. These are heavy pieces. And they are gorgeous. I'll sell at least one. Now, if I don't think I can pass them because the price isn't enough, I won't. So be the bidder. We have $25 bid. This one's almost like an overlay type glass because you see that green is kind of lying on top of there. It's almost like it's cased or something. It's very pretty, like a jellyfish. You're right. Okay, we have $25 bid. I'm going to put the timer up. And let's get you going here. $25 for choice. I think that's a really good price. I'm only going to sell one at that, so be the bidder. Here we go, 32. I'm going to have 30 seconds and you'll be out. 35. 35. Hey, so we're going to have an auction in our special event this summer, and I am going to be the auctioneer. So I'm going to go, hey, what do you want to give? Would it go 35, 35, would it go 40, would it go $40? Where? How about $40? Would it go 40? Would it go 37 and a half? How about 37 and a half? Would it go 37 and a half? 35 is bid. Yeah, we're going to have a real live auction. All right, we got 10 seconds left. Dawn is in at 35, all in, all done. And we'll put a lot of stuff in the auction, a lot of Fenton, a lot of art glass. It's going to be really fun. It'll be here in Michigan. Yes, we sold the fairy lamp. All right, let's see where we're at. You can't wait. You're coming. I know. I was telling George before we started, I said, we have got so many people who are coming to this. And we're going to be giving you a date very soon so that you can make arrangements to come, and I'll get a little itinerary going, and I'll go to the hotels and get you special prices on the hotels and everything. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Miss Heidi, did I miss the Fenton opalescent heart basket behind me? You want that, Jill Marie? We can do it. Okay, it is sold to Dawn. Dawn, I will go ahead and let you take one or two. You let me know which one you'd like.
Spiderweb shaped.
That's what she said?
Yes.
I'm trying to get her name down because I think she's new. Spiderweb. Okay. What number the heck am I on? I think I'm on 13. Nope, I'm on 14. All right, you get the spiderweb, Dawn. Our backup bidder is, let me go up and look. Maggie, do you want this one? Maggie, if you want it, I'll go ahead and let you have it. I think that's a really reasonable price for that. $38.
Yeah, definitely. Those are very popular now. All those Murano bowls like that. I could see having a whole wall full of them if you could figure out how to hang them.
Okay. And Maggie said, no, I am not going to offer it up. I'm going to just sell this one. And it is going to go to Dawn. And Dawn, there's my information. I think you're new. So thank you very much. Awesome. Let me
Very
know if
fun.
you didn't get that email. We'll put it up again for you if you didn't. Okay.
Well,
Oh, Don subscribed to both channels. Thank you, Don. We're so appreciative of that.
Thank you. Yes. And, let us know if you see things in videos or comments, because I know you asked, is it just a glass sale? And we have sold some other things tonight. But if there's particular things you like, we always like to know what our subscribers are interested in, because we'll bring more of that.
Yes, and we did do a niche sale last time with Pottery, and I love that. I'm ready to do one again like that. But we can do niche sales. I did a Pyrex sale on Monday. Jewelry. I'm up for any of that kind of stuff. If you guys are interested in it, just let us know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I like that kind of thing too. Absolutely. And speaking of pottery, because the pottery sale was fun and did well, a piece that I had not gotten a hold of in time to put in that came tonight. And it is this guy. And I've just got to say, I think he's really cute. And he's the only one I've ever owned. McCoy did a few of these. This is a bank. This is a lion bank. And you see the slot in the top of the head there. And down here on the bottom, they never put a trap in this one. It could just be a piece of tape, I suppose. But it says McCoy on the bottom there. And this is about 1970. And this is what they called the TV banks, because they figured kids like television. We're going to have a cute critter holding a TV set. And as they fill the coins, they can see the coins start to fill up in their television set. So someone was asking about coins. We don't have any old coins tonight, but we have something you can keep them in. And this guy is going to start at $19. So 19 is the opening bid. I will hold him up front where you can see the detail. The cold paint is pretty good. When we say cold paint, the black and the red couldn't be fired at high temperatures. And so they decided to paint the black, the red, the yellow, and even the green where it says TV on here. And yes, that is a plastic screen they put in there. And these colors easily wore off or were washed off. So it's hard to find this in any sort of condition with the paint still on it. So that's why I went ahead, and that's why I haven't had any before, because I haven't found them in good condition. This one's just got one minor little loss right there. Otherwise, the paint's pretty good on him. We've got a whole bunch of you at 19 and a couple at 20. So you folks might have to step up a little bit. I like that he's got all the sculpting, and you see that tail coming out of, well, where tails come from. And he's number 1006. Sometimes I just don't know what I'm going to say until it comes out of my mouth. Denise at 25. I just thought this was great. I got him in Zanesville, Ohio, at a store that is no longer there. This antique mall was going out of business, and they had a whole bunch of interesting McCoy. And they had this piece at a pretty high price originally. And because they were going out of business, I got it for a low enough price to be able to bring it tonight. We've got $30 here. Oh, Don, I love flamingos and wall mermaids. We just have a hard time getting them. But if we find any, we'll definitely bring them. I'm in Florida, and they just go all the way. And yes, you've been mooned by the lion, and there it is again. So thank you for that, Debbie. So we're at 30, and I think if you want to go ahead and call fair warning, we'll let people put in their final bids on this guy. But he's just a cutie. Hey, Yvonne, hi there. 31 from Yvonne. Nice to see you there, Yvonne. And I think Yvonne's going to come out to Springfield, Ohio with a bunch of folks, hopefully in May, and I'll get to see her there. She'll be closer to my stomping grounds. I've gotten to see her in Colorado and go shopping where they have great thrift stores. So,
I hear that.
33, Vicki Jacobs, and we are down to the last 20 seconds, folks. So here is your opportunity. Speak now, or the lion goes with somebody else. A lion with a TV, yes, and the TV is where the coins pile up when you put them in the slot for the bank there. No chips around the bank slot either, which I thought was good. I just think he's a lot of fun. It's, like I said, it's the only one I've ever had because I've just never found any with the paint in good shape. That is the hard part, and it looks like we are sold, and let's see who got it.
Vicki Jacobs. She's a Rosie family member. Vicki Jacobs. Hi, Vicki.
And I think Dawn at 40, is that our high bidder?
Ooh, did I miss somebody? Let me look and see. I didn't see Dawn. Oh, yep, Dawn at 40.
Okay,
Okay, you
well,
two.
thank you, Dawn. See, we did have something for you tonight. That's great.
Yeah, I had her highlighted. I saw Vicky in there. I was just so excited to see her. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you tonight. Okay, our winner is Dawn at 40 bucks.
Oh, Yvonne, I'm sorry about that. If you don't see the bid, it's because there's about 6 different people. We're on 2 channels, and then I think Rosie's got like 4 Facebook groups coming in, and they all come in, and that's why you've got to follow the thing. But I do see Dawn right here, and she actually was the high bidder, and
Yep.
no, definitely it's Dawn. So great. I'm glad I found a lion collector. Thank you very much.
Yes, there's Russell.
Oh, thank
Hello,
you. I
Rosie.
really
We love your sales.
Oh, the Vegas Strip video. Oh, I'm glad you like that. We had the hardest time getting that one to monetize because I quit talking and you could hear all the music in the background. So we had to wait for a week for them to let us put it out. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun in Vegas.
Okay.
And thank you. I hope you keep doing these too. It's a lot of fun.
It is. Do you have another item? Can we sell another one?
I've got one more.
Okay, good. I'll do one more too because we got a request for the basket behind me, and I really had intended to put this up for Valentine's Day, and it got by me. So this is a Fenton heart optic. And yes, Yvonne, okay, we are on 6 different venues. So as auctioneers, we post the high bid in the corner. And that's the easiest way for you to do it. Whatever room you are watching from, that's the only comments you're going to see. We're actually on 6 different venues tonight, including George's channel and my channel and 4 Facebook pages. Okay, here we go. It is lovely. This has the original Fenton tag still attached. I think they call this heart optic. These hearts are kind of opalized on a cranberry glass. And this is Fenton glass. Okay, very sought after. Desperately looking for that heart optic pattern in a fairy lamp. I have it, Jill Marie. We'll put it maybe in the auction this summer. I definitely have that 3-piece fairy lamp. Okay, so this is going to be number 15, my last item, and then George has one. So this is the Fenton heart optic basket. There's several different, I'm going to go ahead and let you start it wherever you want to start it. Very, very popular pattern. You can collect the powder box. There is a 7-inch vase. There's this piece. There's the fairy lamp. There's several pieces to this. A lot of people like to collect this. It is beautiful. Denise is going to start us out at 20. Now we have 30. This is a taller basket at 9 inches tall. What types of items will we have at the auction this summer? We're going to have all kinds of items. I have some big lamps. We're going to put lamps in, stuff that I don't normally want to ship. We will do absentee bidding, but we want you to be there. If George has anything he wants to put in the auction, or any of the contributors to the channel, Eileen, they can put it in there. But we're going to have 20 lots of Fenton glass, stained glass lamps, head vases, Murano, I have Lundberg, all kinds of different stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I am just so excited. Okay, here we go. We have 60 with Pamela. We're located in Michigan, but we're right near the border of Indiana. We're 30 miles off the toll road, and so it's just a wonderful place. As soon as we get a definite date, I will start posting prices for hotels and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to camp with us, you can camp right at Drummy's. It'll be primitive camping. We don't have enough electricity for everybody, but you're welcome to do that. $65 with Jen Strogan. Okay, here comes the timer. So get your bids in. All right, so we have $65. Get your bids in. It is a cool piece. 70. You went to high school in Hammond, Indiana. Yes. we're going to be between Coldwater and Marshall. So it's a nice drive. We have a lot of people interested coming in from Illinois, Ohio, and Indiana. All right, here we go. 5 more seconds left. $70 is bid. All in, all done. 72. Plus, we're going to have our picking place open. I have 2 huge barns full of stuff, and I have trailers full of stuff. I'm going to let you pick through the tubs and tell me what you want to buy, and it's going to be cheap. All right, Debbie is in at 75. Thank you. And Wisconsin, Kathy, are you thinking of coming? Debbie Looney gets it for $75. Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, that was a really pretty piece and perfect timing with Valentine's and all, but it is, I guess, for next year. But that was really, really pretty, and I always have liked that pattern. It's funny that you ended with a Fenton basket because my last piece is also a Fenton basket. And this one is a very pretty blue, and this one is going to start at $29. $29 is your opening bid. This one's a little bit larger. This one measures 10.5 inches tall at the top by 8.5 inches from side to side. And it's a really pretty finish. It's stretch glass. And so you can see the iridescence and you can see how it stretches on the edge, but then they've also decorated it using frit, which is this sort of glass sugaring that you see here. So that's how you get these flowers. There's also these flowers on the side, and on this side, a much more fancy floral display with scrollwork and leaves. And you can see the iridescence really nicely on that side. I think this is a really pretty piece. If I knew my Fenton handlers, I'd be able to tell you by this mark here which one applied the handles, because they each had their own little tool they used to finish it off, so you would know who did it. There's a reference there somewhere. I don't have it with me, but this piece was a 1995 90th anniversary special, and it does have the printed signatures of Bill Fenton, Frank Fenton, and then the name of the painter. And I can't really read the painter's name.
Jay Cunningham.
Thank you, Jay Cunningham. Thank you very much. Number 1324, 1995. It's a really nice piece. It's a special piece, and it's, well, spring is coming, so baskets, you know, it's definitely a thing. I really like baskets. I think that
I do too. I love the inside of this. It almost has that holographic look.
Yeah.
Color and that diamond effect. Look at how pretty that is.
Yeah, it really has a glow to it, I think, because of that optic, and that was a nice surprise for me. And this actually came from Marietta. This came from last year at our convention, and I've been holding it aside, waiting for a sale with you where I could bring a nice piece of Fenton, and this was the night. So we've got 2 people at $60. So Jennifer Scoggin is currently in first position because she got her bid in first. So Linda McPhee, if you're interested in this, you will have to bid over $60. And I guess much as I hate the thought of it, all good things must come to an end. So I suppose we should put that up. And this is your last chance, folks. If you like this piece, bid what you are willing to pay, because it will go to the highest bidder in approximately 30 seconds or so.
Yes, and this is a bigger basket. The normal size for baskets are around 7 or 8 inches, and I believe this one's like 9 or 10. It's a large basket.
10.5. Yeah, it's actually pretty substantial. You can see how small my head is by comparison. 65 for Linda McPhee. And yes, we do ship up to Canada. I know Linda is up there. I've sent her some things before. Jennifer's at 65, but Linda's in the driver's seat unless someone else bids. Oh, Jennifer at 66. Let's see if someone else comes in. All right, I'm going to set this down and wait for the sold, and we'll see who ends up with it. The iridescent effect really is cool, and I like that it's stretched. That was popular in the 20s, where they would stretch it out and make it expand. Even though that's a 90s piece, they were reintroducing that technique. And who is our winner?
Marilee Hageman, and she sounds familiar. Is she a customer of yours?
I think Jennifer's at 66.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer. Okay, gosh, okay. I am not getting it right tonight.
That's
Okay,
okay.
Jennifer's at 66 and she bought from you last time, so I know you have her information.
That's right. And sorry about that, Marilee. Marilee is a nice customer of ours, and I wish I had more for you, but I think that brings us to a close.
It does. It does. What a pleasure tonight, Mr. Nomad.
Thank you. Yes, this was so much fun. And thank you to everybody who watched. I think you'll have fun with the things you got if you were able to order. And it's just always fun to share information with all of you and share an evening with people who really get and appreciate all this cool old stuff like we do. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to let everybody go until next time. And please subscribe to both of our channels. And if you don't hear from us, please just email one or the other. We'll get back with you. I'm going to put the emails one more time, or I'm going to tell you one more time. theantiquenomad@gmail.com and rosiesauctionhouse@gmail.com. Okay. Oh, dang it, Soul Nate, you're late. What the heck? All right. That's why you need to subscribe and ring the bell, right? Okay. Thank you so much for coming tonight, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. We so appreciate you. Subscribe on the way out. And thank you a bunch. Thanks, George.
Thanks so much. It was great fun, everybody.
Later, Gators. See you tomorrow at the 10 at 10 on Rosie's. We'll see ya.